What's happening, good people? It's another episode of the Game Changer Show. We have the Battle of the Sexes episode 2 here. It's about to go down. We have a fabulous panel again that we're going to be talking about some great stuff. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked in with us because it's going to be a good show. Make sure that you participate, get into chat. We want to hear your comments. And of course, during this segment, we're going to allow you to be a part of the conversation. We'll be able to come on and be able to state your opinion, talk about certain things that's going on the show that you agree with, disagree with, your opinion, or what have you. But make sure you stay locked in. We'll be right back. What's happening, good people? It's your man, the Patrick Game Changer Jackson here. We are going to be having a fabulous panel. Let me bring them on up. Listen, the conversation is about to go down. It's going to be a good conversation. We're going to have some good people here that's going to have some good dialogue, some back and forth on some different topics, and we're definitely excited. I want everybody to go ahead and introduce yourselves. We'll start with Drake.
Hello, my name is Andrea. People call me Drea, and I currently reside in the Bakersfield area.
Go ahead, Kwame.
Kwame Johnson, local coach, entrepreneur. Coach, some people call me KJ, Coach Johnson. That's what it is. How you guys doing?
Let's go. Miss Kimbray.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kim Bray. I have resided in Bakersfield for over 20 years. I am a local small business owner here of Queenly Body downtown, and I'm just happy to be involved and included.
Monty.
Yes, my name is Monty C. Wilson, and I am a local marketing manager at Three-Way Chevrolet. Also, I'm a photographer and a local filmmaker.
And we have Miss Lakeisha.
Hi everyone, I'm Lakeisha. Good to be in now. I'm from Michigan. I'm Alondra.
All right. If you have a headset, we're gonna need you to try to connect it for us because we're getting a little bit of a feedback. But we're gonna get this conversation started again. We appreciate all of y'all coming on.
All right.
Love y'all for coming on. And with these conversations, of course, it's just a dialogue. He said, she said, your perspective. Nobody is particularly right unless I'm saying it, right? Then it's correct. But other than that, it's all good. But we gotta have a back and forth conversation. It's gonna be good. And I think we got some fabulous people here, and we're gonna get this thing kicked off and started. So a part of the conversation that we had before, especially from the last episode, there was some spillover. People wanted the conversation to continue, to lapse into what we thought some of the back and forth was kind of happening during the segment. So what I would like to do is this: the perspective of dating when it comes to a woman, the needs and wants of a woman? What is it that a woman is wanting when they're saying that they're looking for a man to court them? The ladies can kick it off.
Security.
Consistency.
Consistency,
Honesty.
honesty.
Mm.
Communicative.
There you
Okay.
Transparency.
go.
Transparency. Okay. Okay. So when y'all say security, right? What does that mean? What is we talking about?
You want to feel like you're able to trust that person, that that person is sincere, that you don't have to worry about him talking to you and everybody else.
Okay. Okay. Any other ladies you got to chime in on it?
Hmm. I think that the ladies have pointed out some great things for wanting to look or seek for courtship. I think tradition is very important. You know, that's something that um, I've been married 26 years, and tradition is very important to me. So I mean that's something I even seek even now, still
Kudos.
in the marriage.
Family oriented, or and if you have children, be involved in your kids'
Oh yeah,
lives.
most definitely.
Okay. Now I want to piggyback on what Kimber just said. She said tradition. I think uh, people may not know what that means. You know, you've been married for a very long time. You understand what that means. But I think the younger generation and other people may not know what is traditional.
Um, Traditional in this aspect, the courtship, you know, I feel like, you know, a man should seek uh, a woman, and we should keep those traditions in play, you know, on how you greet her, how she receives you in just conversation. Um, I feel like sometimes expectations are a little bit too high or too low, depending on um, you know what generation is really we're really talking about. But traditional things, you know, let you know, open the door, uh
Open the
call,
door.
you know, give
Mm-hmm.
me a phone call. You know, the text messaging is a little,
Mm-hmm.
you know, give
Is
me a
that too much?
call.
Opening the door? That's too much.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
That
nowadays they
that
come
fast
and
trip
pick
on
you
me
up
it
and they
is.
just be expect you to get in. They don't even get out the car. They
Oh
just pull
yeah.
up and like
Mm,
expect you just come get in.
mm.
Ain't no
Okay.
getting out the car and coming to open the door. They don't. It's foreign.
So,
Okay.
you know, I'm interested to know what men, you know, what men are looking for as
That,
far
that
as
I was
that.
gonna hand it over to them. Like what fellas, what are you seeing that you think that women are expecting?
Go ahead. You can go ahead, Monty. You want to go ahead first on this?
What do I think they are expecting?
Yeah, what is your thoughts?
I mean, everything they said was I would agree with. I mean, that's just the natural things you should expect. I think there's a problem sometimes you run into these days is that women are so busy. Women are busier than I
Mm,
think they ever been in probably in history. So that's the thing too, because I mean, they have kids, they have a job. Sometimes they're going to school, and they got homegirls. You know what I mean? So you got to figure out where you are, where you are on the list when it comes to all those things. If you're at the bottom, you gonna have some problems. You know, some
mm.
of them go to church too, so you might
Yeah,
be behind God.
There we go. Okay, okay.
yeah. You might be competing with God. You know what I mean? So, and you can't compete with Him. So that's
No.
yeah, you can't compete with Him. So, so is the question like about a relationship? Like, what are women expecting in a relationship, or like
Yeah,
when?
with dating, courtship, what? Yeah, however you view it. What's your thoughts?
It just depend on like the lady, you know, the woman, like what is she expecting at that time? Because like I'm sure women go through like different stages in their life where they might just be wanting to have fun, or they might be actually wanting to be in a relationship, or they just want to like a friend just to hang out with like occasionally. So it all depends on like you got to be able to read that woman and be transparent, like she was saying before. You got to be real transparent because nowadays it can go either way if you like saying something that you don't mean, or women, they kind of take stuff. If you're just hanging out and you're not being transparent about what it really is, they can take it for something else, and then you'll be in a relationship. You look up, you'll be in a relationship. So
speaking of
gotta just be careful.
speaking of transparency, that's a good thing. I think women, it would be better if women were more transparent when it comes to that. Like, exactly what do you want? If you just want a friend, most men are gonna oblige that. You know what I mean? So or if you want more than that, you should probably just let people know up front. Because I've been in a lot of situations where they never said anything, and they respected something that I wasn't either willing to give at that particular time, but we just still going.
And they just don't want to say it. You could feel like that's the kind of vibes they giving off, and their life is set up like they not even ready to be in a relationship, but they kind of like, they digging you, they feeling you, but they don't want to just tell you like, okay, I'm not ready for no relationship. So they just play the part and just kind of go along with things, even though they know that's not really what they really want at that time. And that's kind of like doing themselves a disservice. Now y'all both in a relationship that y'all didn't really want. And now it's ugly.
Yeah. I think women are afraid these days to say that. I think they're a little bit afraid to just say, "Hey, I just want a friend."
Yeah, they're afraid to say that
because they figure
I
just want a friend. I think
what's that called? 304? What is that thing?
Yeah.
I just learned what that meant.
Right. Yeah, you're not gonna look like that to me.
Yeah, right. Me neither.
Yeah, if you just said, "Hey, I just want to hang out," I'm not gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
I think.
So,
can you guys hear
The setup. Yeah.
Have any of y'all ladies ever been in a position to where y'all kind of didn't want to? Y'all wanted to just be cool with the dude, but he was kind of doing everything right, and then you kind of just was like, you didn't let him know that you just wanted to be friends. You just kind of kept on going along with it, and then y'all looked up and y'all was in something that y'all wasn't really expecting. Has that ever happened?
Not for me.
Can't say it has for me.
I'm not gonna let it keep going on and making you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
I believe in not wasting people's time. So for me, I get straight to it. I'll let you know. That. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna admit that there was a time waster.
Right. Ain't nobody. Right.
I cut him off when I felt like it was done. It was. They ain't really. Their timeline was the cutoff time. But if you ask him, that was probably a different story.
Right.
She strung me along a little longer, man. She just, she was like, when I felt like it was over, it was over. It was.
Well, what about the men? Do the men, are they as transparent or as they would require or want the woman to be? Are they saying, hey, look, I'm only looking for a friend. I'm only looking for tonight, or I'm only looking for, Netflix and chill. Are they saying it? So that would be a question on you. You as transparent?
Whatever you want.
I want it, whatever you want.
Whatever you
So
want.
what you on, we on.
Okay. All right, that's how that goes.
All right, we got some.
No. I tried to be. Now, and once I got older, when I was younger, no, ain't no way. You know what I mean? Ain't no way I was upfront about it. But now that I'm older, yeah, I try to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta be careful with that at the same time.
Yeah. I could, because I hate to say it, but I could almost take it or leave it just about 99.9% of the time. You know what I mean? So ain't no sense in me.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah, you cutting into my you would be shocked at what I would rather be doing. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Yeah.
So you cutting into my I could be in the garage chopping wood and building a cabin.
I could be in the garage chopping wood. You cut into my
right
chopping wood time.
Doing
I
too
got
much.
better things to do.
Okay.
Now, Michael had he had a whole comment. Now he said women off the express. He put a whole paragraph on here. He went in. He said women often desire for traditional men who open doors. Yeah, When such men appear, they often are
It's
criticized and
already
labeled
good.
as weak or old-fashioned. Society and women in particular must be clear about what they want, saying what they mean and meaning what they
Mean
say.
what
Women
they say.
set
Yeah.
the
I agree.
standard and tone for man's behavior. If
Mhm.
they begin to demand more men will rise to meet those expectations.
Yeah.
It's important to establish clear standards, stick to them, and celebrate the brother who is.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that
I
well
hear
Right.
you.
said.
Right.
Uh-huh.
He said a word right there. He said a
That's
word.
right.
He,
Uh-huh.
he, they amen him. He got the amen for it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Amen.
Okay.
I
Amen.
agree.
All right.
Crystal clear.
Okay. So so with that being said, now that was a very, very, very good point, because now we're talking about society and what is expressed. Sometimes it's kind of viewed as a weak thing. Sometimes for men to do those traditional things, he looks soft. He's not as hardcore as some quote unquote.
Because the standard is set like, and this for the new generation,
Yeah.
they no longer do it. So women have just become accustomed to not having these things done.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something that should be. It never should have stopped. We've allowed them to go on without doing these things. So maybe that's why people are sitting there saying we look at men as being weak. When I'm used to, I thought men were always supposed to open the door and be courteous, but now it's just like
Mm-hmm.
I I'm confused. When did this start? Like, when did they stop doing this? Like, I'm confused. Like, walking to the
Yeah, good
car
question.
nowadays, you be like, oh, I'm just supposed to open my own door.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what though?
Mm-hmm.
I was taught by my mother to do that stuff.
Exactly. It came
So
from the
is
old
so
school.
right. So the question is, are the women today are not training their sons like they need to be? I mean, that could be part of it too. And then
Mm-hmm.
and then R&B music ain't the same.
Right.
You know
They
what I'm
don't
saying? I
even.
grew
I
up
don't
on
know
music.
what.
music.
I don't know none
They
of
don't
the
even
I
talk
words
know
that
about
they're
what you're
love
saying.
saying.
anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And you learned a lot from R&B music. You learned a lot about even the movies, the TV, all the
Yeah.
TV love stories, the movie love stories, and your mom pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. That's not the same as it was back in the day. So I credit
Yep.
to all of that. It's rap
Yeah.
music's fault. Blame it on
You
rap
You're
said
music.
right.
Yep.
you
Blame it
blaming it
on
on the
rap music.
music.
Yes.
A
Uh,
big part of it, yeah.
I would say part of it, but I think it's just teaching, man. Like you gotta be brought up right. If you
Right.
ain't brought up right, man, that's not a traditional thing that you do. Like all my kids
Hmm.
right now, literally open up the door for everybody. Like it's a natural
Hmm.
thing that they do.
Yeah.
They know their sister don't touch the door. Like
Hmm.
Yeah,
they
that's
they
right.
know that for a fact. They get in trouble if they sister touch the door. So if
Right.
you're not bringing them up that way,
Right.
it becomes a habit. It's like people that be stinking and funky. You don't
You heard me?
wash when you're young. You see the traditions of yourself as you get older. You funky. You got a funky booty
Right.
when you're young. You got a funky booty when you're old.
Lord,
Yeah.
Ain't
listen.
I
nobody
agree.
taught you to
Keep
wash
it
your booty.
playing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
That's
agree. I
that's where it
agree. My
starts. It
son's
starts in the home.
24.
It starts in the home.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. For sure. My son's 24. He won't even let me touch the door. He
No.
learned that from his father, to open the door for me when I'm going into the store, or wherever the case. Now I go to Faster, go get gas, and I see a gentleman, he's opening the door for himself. I'm coming behind him trying to run to get the door.
Mm-hmm.
He don't even
Let it
hold
close
the
in your
door.
face.
He just, yeah, right in the face. So it's
Yeah.
unfortunate that tradition has died, if it has. And to call him
Yeah.
soft, I would never call a man soft because he
Right.
opened the door for
Okay.
me.
That's
That's
mind
new,
blowing.
new.
Calling him soft because he opened
Yeah,
the door.
I
yeah.
appreciate
Mm-mm.
it.
I appreciate it. So,
Uh-huh. I appreciate it immensely. I really do.
Be
yeah.
Exactly.
surprised.
You're gonna be
I
like, I
think he
got a
I think he
real
meant
one.
more than just
I just
Yes,
opened the
that
yeah.
door.
part.
You got a real man.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
I think he meant more than that though.
Okay.
It's like if you, but that's the man that's probably strung alone, right? He's strung alone for a little bit, because that those guys are typically looked over majority of the time. Those be the good guys that
I
people look
finished
over.
last.
The good guy
Mm-hmm.
finished last. That's a saying, but
That's
it's
the
a
thing.
real saying.
Yeah.
Real thing.
The bad boy is the one that they really want, but then the good guy's like he's strung along until the bad boy kind of get it right.
You
Mm-hmm.
want
Mm.
a good man with a little bit of bad in him.
Just a little bit, huh? Just
Just a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Just a
Not
little.
too much. Yeah.
Just a little.
They
Just a
don't want
little
them to
bit.
be bad. They just want like a little thug. Like, can you bring
Yeah,
out that
yeah,
inner
just a
Just a
gangster
little
in
little
me a
tug
bit.
in
little
you, a
bit?
little
You know what
tug.
I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Throw
Little
up the
rough around
gang
the
Just
edges.
signs. It's just
a little
be able
rough,
to be
but you still open
aggressive
the
a
door.
little.
Right,
Uh-huh.
That's right.
But open my door.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
right.
all
Mm-hmm.
traditional is? You
Period.
just gotta open up the door. That's it.
Open my
No, we
Mm.
door.
said we
Pull out
want a
my
little.
chair. Help put my coat on. You know, a manly thing. Like that's. They say, oh,
Pull the
that's
chair
old
out before I
school.
sit down.
Right. You
Hmm.
know, just order my food for me before you order your food so you can make for sure I'm good and then order yours. You know, take control of the situation, not just allow the woman to be the leader all the way around. It's kind
What
of weird.
about what about bills like 50-50 and all this like providing?
Ooh,
That should
he
be
We are
transitioning.
yeah.
we
He
are
That's
one.
transitioning.
Are you
I didn't hear
are
like
you
that.
Oh
remarried or are
boy.
we talking
I'm
about
gonna let
dating?
y'all
Because
roll.
where's this
I'm gonna let y'all
50
roll with it.
50 50? What
I'm
in
gonna
what
let you roll with it.
Because
what's
He done brought it
50
up. I'm gonna
50?
let you roll with it. I'm gonna let
traditionally,
you roll with it.
right? Because traditionally, a man he handle all the bills and everything, the big bills and all the majority of everything. Really, I mean, what did y'all think? What does the women think? Because y'all saying tradition. What is the tradition? Because I want to get this clear. I want to know.
Help me is tradition.
Well,
I
I'm going to
help.
speak
We're
up.
I
your
assist.
helpmate.
I
We are your
support.
We are
helpmate.
helpers. Like
Yeah,
we
I'm
help
gonna
each
help
Yes.
you.
other.
I'm gonna help you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
You
don't feel
know,
like they should be responsible for 100% of everything.
Help.
I'm really big
Help.
on,
you the help now.
yeah,
Yep. Yes, that's
We're
what
your
we are.
You the
helpmate.
help. You the
Yeah,
help.
we're your
No,
helpmate.
we're your help. Yes.
We're
We're
your
the husband's
helpmate.
help. We're the
Okay.
I'm
husband's
say I
help.
got your back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got
I
my
Tell,
back.
support you.
tell me where I need to come in and what I need to
Mm-hmm.
do because
Right. What do
obviously
you
you know
need
I
me to
got it.
do?
Just
Mm-hmm.
tell me what I need to do. That's it. You
Mm.
know,
Then
Now
I will help
is that
you.
well? She funny.
That's not
Now
clear.
it.
That's not really like clear. So you want me to tell? So you want the man to tell you where he wants you to fit in his life, or should you
Mm.
just
Wait, you
try
said
to be?
We're
bills. I
talking
didn't
about
Bills.
say
Now you
fit
bills.
in
saying
his
fit
life.
Now
in
I
your
said
you.
it was
life.
bills.
That's two
Well, I
different
mean,
That's two
things.
I'm
different
saying like
things.
He
the
said
the
50-50.
financial part. Like, is he
He
supposed to
said
pay all the
50-50.
bills? Do you get to keep all your money? Is they going into a joint account, or like how is the finances being worked out? Because traditionally speaking, men make all the money, and then we give allowances, or that's traditionally how it's supposed to work. Traditionally.
Every
Oh,
household is different,
traditionally.
so
Mm, very,
you know
very different.
it's going to depend, and that's like when it comes to communication, something that should be discussed when you're in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, because finances can be like one of the things that tear relationships apart.
Yep.
What do
So
you think, Dre?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you
I
think, Dre?
came in, so I'm lost.
I mean, Tiffany.
I'm sorry.
Tiffany. I was looking at Tiffany when I said Drea, but I meant Tiffany. Tiffany, what do you think?
Oh,
Like,
I
what is
think
you said? It's depending,
I'm
but what do
definitely
you?
will. I am that woman who is going to help and support. So if we need to, who's breadwinning? Like if you're making three times the money that I'm making, I don't think it's fair to be 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
So, do you get to keep all
mm,
your money and I spend all my money, or how is this working? Like,
If my husband or significant other is like paying the house payment, I'm gonna pay the PG&E. I'm gonna pay the cable bill. I'm not gonna sit
mm-hmm.
there and make you pay everything.
Yeah.
So what's fair is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily doesn't have to be 50
And make
50,
sure
but
nobody turn
I'm not
nothing
gonna
on.
sit there and keep all my check and then
I'm
you
glad you. Okay.
and
I,
a woman is gonna, I'm telling you, take care of your man. Like you gonna have
Mm-hmm.
clothes that you wasn't expecting sitting on the
Yeah.
bed. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We all the special things that you like, the cologne
Yeah.
that you like.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
we
for
Uh-huh.
no
talking about
reason it's
financial
gonna be
stuff right
sitting
now.
there.
We like because Monty said so like to make sure say that they don't tear nothing up. Like yeah, that's like so. What about like financial decisions? So do y'all believe like the man should have like the final say so on financial decisions, or do you feel like a woman should be equally as right there? Like hey, what I say matters, and um, how do you guys feel about that? Like, I want to
Is
know
in
I,
dating or
this.
marriage?
If the man is taking
Because
care of all the bills, I want to know.
Kimbray, how is it in your marriage as
Well,
you've been married for 26 years?
I'll say this. Um, I do contest to what Tiffany said. I spoil my husband. Okay, yes, he is the breadwinner, but I do support him. I do pay bills just the same. And he's my number one. I at any whatever he wants he can have, and so that's where I meet him at. But when it comes to the final say, um, we have more of where we meet together. So we meet together and discuss. he may finalize the decision, but I'm sure more than likely he's come to talk with me about what decision he wants to make, or how he wants to place some of the money. Other than that, he can pretty much do whatever he wants to do as far as the finances goes. But when it comes to like big capital decisions, we make them together. He might say he made the decision on his own. I'm okay with that. I'm
There's a
okay.
way you can sweeten it up. Like I think
Hmm.
it's important to let a man be the man and lead.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
it's how you come in as the compassionate woman and support. You're gonna have that man's gonna come to you. We know how to make it seem like yeah, you're the one that made the decision
That he
and
made the
support.
decision.
But it's
Hmm.
so important when you can work together. That's how your relationship's gonna work if you're coming together to make these decisions.
Hmm.
Now, Chi-Town chimed in and said, "What's mine is mine, and what's his is mine."
That's how they think. Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
He
That's
said, "What's
real.
mine is mine, and what's his
His is mine.
is mine." Now, is that I think that might is that the typical. That is a saying, right? And so I think there's a maybe a larger portion of women that truly believe this type of thinking in the way that it should go outside of what has been explained from some of the panel members. Now, is it with some of your homegirls and stuff that y'all when y'all talking to stuff? Is this the real behind the scenes conversation that's going on?
It is.
Every relationship is different.
Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies.
It is. It's very much so. But let me tell you. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. So what's mine is mine, and what's his is mine. His is mine only because he is providing for me a space, or or providing for me whatever it is that he's providing. That's what I mean. What he is the providing for me is mine. So it's not like we just taking it all. That's not how it's meant. It
Right.
sounds nasty, but it doesn't mean it
Hmm.
that way.
Yeah,
So
it is what you mean.
Yeah.
Mr. Dukes then chimed in and he said, "Seek counsel from wifey."
that's my man.
Amen.
I think it's a situation.
But you know what?
Brother Dukes had into the
It's
building.
it's it's,
Look how
it's
Tommy
important to
is
find
listening.
some. That's why it's important to find somebody that's like minded when it comes to
Hmm.
finances, because that
Exactly.
that'll
So
that'll
Yeah.
ruin
true.
the whole relationship.
Yep.
Ruin the whole
That
relationship.
that's I I can tell you that will ruin the relationship. Don't find somebody that's you trying to save and they're just spending everything, and then
Right.
you get
Right.
some people that they looking at other people like how come they going on trips and how come they can afford this that and the other,
Mhm.
and you like because they're saving, and they don't understand that they don't understand
Right.
saving and
Yeah.
they
They be the
I could
sum out
write
of
a
every
whole
nose.
novel about this.
Yeah, finance is actually the number one. Like, I believe is the number
Reason
one.
for divorce. The number
Yeah,
one reason.
Yeah,
yeah, number one reason.
right,
So,
right, right.
and like a
Not
lot of
usually not
times,
like minded.
yeah,
Yeah.
women they like to think like sometimes they love to think that they're good with money, but sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. Like,
Right.
Mm-mm.
so it's like sometimes like seek counsel. Like the last guy said, a comment, seek counsel. Like, what if you're the one that's better at making money decisions, or what if you are the
Mhm.
one that
Mhm.
better at making those kind
Hmm.
of decisions, and she knows that, and she knows she got a spending problem, so it might not want to seek her counsel. So I mean, every situation is different, but I think
Mhm.
that it's very important to be like to know yourself and be actually honest with yourself. All right, like
Mhm.
he is
Mhm.
Right.
or better with the money. Why not let him, handle it
Yep.
and do more? If he when he handling it, because sometimes what's mine, your little bit might not be enough to do whatever you want to do, but you depending on his, and you're not doing what he say, and that's gonna be a problem.
Mhm.
Now, our time then and said that I manage the mortgage, the autos, the insurance, and my love supports me with everything else.
Okay.
Amen. Amen, Al.
Mhm.
Hold on, here we go.
I like it.
Monty said, Michael said to Monty, go ahead and preach. But he also stated sometimes women say they want a man with a little thug in him.
Yes,
But
Michael. Yes.
what I've gathered over the years is that there's a desire often stems from wanting someone who can protect them.
Yeah.
Many women come
Correct.
from places of trauma, have never truly felt covered or safeguarded. I believe we could all carry some form of trauma, which is why it's important for things in the relationship is understanding that your trauma isn't your fault, but healing is your responsibility. We talked about that in the last
Ooh,
show.
He is intelligent. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
he is. He is. Michael's
Hmm.
telling it like
Healing,
it is
healing,
tonight.
healing,
Come on,
healing,
Michael.
healing,
Uh-huh.
Come on
healing,
Keep
with it,
them coming.
Michael.
healing. That's right. That's very important.
Say
Now,
what
Hmm.
it is, Michael.
Brother Dukes
Preach.
is kind of coming from a woman's perspective, and so he's saying, what if the brother got a gambling problem? Kwame, you want him to lead, Kwame? You want him to make the decisions, Kwame? What if the brother got a gambling problem?
If he the one that's making it, if she right there gambling with him, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That ain't a good look. But
that's a
that's
problem.
a problem too.
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
Gambling
He
problem
probably
is
shouldn't be
probably
running the
is
money.
just as bad as buying purses and whatever spending
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
Very
It's
true.
Mhm.
it's
Very
both
true.
true.
leaving
Uh-oh.
it's both leaving in places where it's not supposed to go. So
Hmm.
Right.
yeah,
But the woman gonna have the
I mean
argument. At least
and
you
it
can
don't
see
even have to
mine.
be
I got something to show for
uh,
it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was gonna say. It don't even have to be
Some people actually make a
spending.
business out of
It
gambling. They
doesn't even have to
sports
be
better,
spending in a
So
bad way. Spend
You break it up, Monty.
spend too much on groceries like just stupid ways. It's not
Froze.
even like
Monty froze
purses and
on us.
stuff.
There he back.
You
Oh,
froze, Monty. Come back and come
repeat
back
what you
in.
said.
Am I
Come back. Go back and come back in. You froze on.
okay?
Now, OG Poppy Johnson said you can tell when you're dating her if she's bad with money.
You think you can tell when you're dating her?
That she's bad with money. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think somebody said, and I'm gonna we're gonna be covering some of this stuff with this Pop Balloon thing. That's Pop Balloon dating show stuff. I think it's hilarious. We're gonna be
Uh,
covering some of that stuff too. One of the guys made a decision on popping her balloon because she had a bad wig, and
oh, I seen that. I think I
I
seen
seen
that.
that one.
You
and
better.
it was a huge controversial situation, right? About the bad wig situation that she don't know how to make good choices uh, because she don't know how to choose the right type of wig. So that was a whole type of situation of him being able to see, I should not
Her.
know that it's not, you know, it got to
Your
look good.
Asian.
You got to make better choices. So
Wow.
I saw it was. Ooh.
yeah,
Is
it
that
was
the one
all,
where
it
she
was
took the
all.
wig off?
No, not that one.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
was trying to be funny because he was talking about she had cornrows or something up under there. And she
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
"No, I don't." She was like, "No, I don't." Look, because he was trying to cap her. Like, "Oh, I see your cornrows under there," and then he looked at stupid because she had a slick
A
gig.
whole a fade under
Yeah,
there. It was
she
laid
had
though.
the yeah. It was lame. She even
Yeah.
looked better without it.
Uh-huh.
She actually looked better without it.
Yes, she
She was
did.
killing it. She
She
was
was
killing it. She
beautiful.
looked yeah.
Uh-huh.
She looked go. She looked way better without it for sure.
Uh-huh.
He was back.
Monty's back. Aretha said, I can't. I'm,
I mean,
I'm the
wait.
end marrying someone who is unequally yoked. If we seek God first, everything else will follow. God will give you favor in
That's
all other
right.
areas as long as you are with someone who is spiritually on one accord
With
with
God.
God.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, until that person give you the okie doke. Sometimes you get the okie doke. But that's communicating with people for a long time. And I think Monty even said on the last show, he kind of got a requirement. Y'all got to have no quarrels or disagreements, no nothing for 2 years. Like if you got to have a smooth 2 years
Oh,
It's
yeah.
possible.
in order for you to make the mark. You can't be you can have no courts now for 2 years. So yeah. You gotta ain't no grace, ain't no
Ain't no ain't no grace.
ain't no grace for you.
Ain't no
Ain't no
hiccups or
grace.
nothing.
Mm.
Ain't no grace for you.
Yeah.
Now we gonna flip the question back. Oh man, OG said spend $1,000 on a bad week. Yeah, I didn't seen that before. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't seen it. Spent the whole bag. on the bad weed. That's just bad. Bad business decision. Just bad business decision. Can buy good weed but can't put it on right. They just
Oh wow.
quality weed, but just ain't sew it in correctly. Got the wrong. Trying to get your little cousin to do it. But anyway, uh, fellas, we're gonna flip the question back to the fellas. So what is it that a man is wanting? Because I think a lot of times it's not communicated clearly exactly what a man is actually wanting from a woman.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Monty.
Okay. I'm not on the big screen.
We see you.
We see.
Okay, you see me?
We
Okay.
can hear
So
you.
what was
Yeah.
the question again?
What are men wanting? Like kind of just break down. A lot of time we hear a lot of what the women and stuff is wanting, and kind of massaging the conversation towards that. But let's break down exactly uh, what a man wanting. Up, you went frozen. Go ahead, Kwame.
I mean, it's gonna be on you.
I think understanding, communication, transparency. One big thing that women kind of got an issue with accountability. But when you get a woman that's accountable, that's hard to find, but that's pretty. It's good. It's good when you get that. But that's pretty much it. Understanding is big. Communication is huge. So
Communication is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, I like that too. Accountability is big. I've been looking more lately into someone who's more like-minded. I'm a creative person, so I've been looking for creative women.
Okay.
Creative women.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if and there's very specific reasons why I say that. Like, let's say I'm somewhere and I have an idea. I like to bounce ideas off my partner. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I I've dated someone one time. I like to give examples so you know what I'm talking about. I dated a person once, and I used to try to bounce ideas off of her, and she would just either be on her phone or just not paying attention, and or say or joke, tell jokes to break up my thought, my train of thought or whatever. And I was like, she really serious, and it was completely threw me off. And then after that, I just realized it's like, you know what, I need someone who was clicking in that same way.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to that conclusion is because we have social media now. So I was watching a video, and there was a woman who was building furniture or something like that. And I thought to myself, like, wow, I could really dig dating somebody like that. You know what I mean? A woman who could, who could woodwork or something like that. So that's where I got that idea from. So just someone that's more like-minded. We can vibe on a different level other than just going out to eat. Because everybody can eat your food. You know what I mean? And everybody can walk through a door after I opened it. Those are like archaic things. It's 2025. We got to step it up.
Yeah.
You know, do all that stuff, but it's some more stuff out there that we gotta really really break it down.
so we
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
breaking it down. Affectionate. You know what I mean? You got to be affectionate. And just talking about like just kissing and just sex. On normal like being actually affectionate and listening, attentive to like listening to what men say. A lot. That's the problem. We're more like the younger, kind of like the younger generation. They don't really listen. You might say something, man. You might say something, and it might just go clear over their head. But sometimes older women, they know how to. A little woman that's more seasoned, they know how to like listen more and kind of can get what you put down, pick up what you're putting down. If that makes sense.
It looked like Crystal was picking up what Monty was putting down. She said we could paint the house together. He talking about woodwork and woman to climb on the roof with him, and those type of things. And I think
Uh-huh.
that, but again, he thinking long term, right? Like it's just the surface level. Like anybody could go ahead and
Yeah.
and eat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it that we could do together that you would enjoy doing? With me. I think
Yeah.
sometimes that element is kind of always missed. A lot of time, it's kind of more
Mm-hmm.
surface level. What can you
Right.
provide? What money you got, and what you gonna
Mm-hmm.
do? The chivalry part. That
Yeah.
for us, those things should just be standards, right? That should just be
Mhm.
the status quo. Like it's kind of part of like I was talking about earlier. You shouldn't stink. Like we should be talking about your
Mhm.
body. Like
Yeah.
we should know you should know how to take a shower. Like that should be automatic, right? So some of these
Mhm.
things in relationships you feel like should be just standard quote.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
and then getting to
Yeah.
the other stuff, we spend so much time on that surface level stuff that we can't get to the
Uh-huh.
things we can do together.
Yeah. Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
problem there. I think that
The basics
I
is
think
the
that's the
basics are
problem.
covered.
Well, I don't think the basics is being covered, like how
I don't
Kimberly
think
was
so.
saying. Like the basics part is the hard part to even get covered now.
Hmm.
So we don't even get to the stuff like that you mentioning. Like you gotta
No,
go
yeah,
through
that's what
so
I'm saying.
many.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, conversation. I mean, I'm a good at having. I'm a good conversationalist. You know what I mean? Or I'm a great texter. That's gonna go well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My texting game is good. Like I have all that stuff covered, but yeah,
Okay.
once we get to the other stuff, you know, it's that's where it could be lacking or whatever,
Yeah.
and time. You know
And
what I
all
mean?
that, all that stuff
Quality
is
It's
time.
just
you.
that's one basic to me. Time.
Everybody cool at the beginning, but like it's just all about how a person treats you when they mad at you. How they gonna treat you when they mad?
Mhm.
Because everybody,
Mhm.
whenever it's all good and peaches and cream, but when they get mad at you, that's when
Mhm.
you figure out who a woman
Yeah,
really
that's when you
is,
see.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
man really is. So
Or
that's
tell
why you
them
need that
no.
2 years
You
to
tell
get
the
that
person
first couple
no.
of arguments in to see how they act.
2 years, mind you, 2 years to get the argument in.
Come on, Tiffany. They
Two
gotta wait
years.
2 years for you
All I'm
though.
saying is
You
you
want to
get that
know?
argument in the first
You
year.
don't, because she may go all the way left after 2 years, and you're gonna feel like you wasted all that time. You need to know
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
little sooner how she gonna react and
No,
how.
no, that's not what I said. I said you may not you need time to get those arguments in. It may take
Oh
a
yeah.
year for you to get that first argument in and
Yeah.
realize that this person is completely crazy. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't even know that. I
Yeah.
mean, it could
Because
go
no one
both
really.
ways. If you can have a man that you do something a year into the relationship, and all of a sudden he just get violent
Flip
with
the
you, or
script,
just or
right?
Mm.
totally
Out of
you
nowhere.
thought he was thuggish and all that, but he really was has some
right,
tendencies that's
Yeah.
childish.
yeah, and
There's
yeah,
and
Yeah.
that's another thing about the whole thug thing. Y'all women have to be careful about is
Yeah.
men be hiding a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
You know that whole thug thing in a lot of cases is a facade. I'm sorry to tell you.
exactly.
You know what I mean? That real come out in real
Yeah.
situations. You get into a real situation with that dude, and you wonder like, oh man, what do I have here? You had somebody that was putting on a facade.
Mhm.
Then you gotta live with them too. Like you might think somebody cool and they look real good when they see you, but then they say how how Pat just said they don't take showers. They don't take showers when you leave
Oh,
them.
Mm.
wow.
They don't really be wiping. They
Show
don't.
no
Be
other
back.
cleaning.
Something ain't right with the laundry. You see something.
You all bad.
That's right.
So you
That's
live with them.
true.
See how
You got a
somebody
point
cool.
there, Kwame. Yeah. That
I
is
got a
true.
question. What? How soon do you think you could go on a out of town trip with a man? You feel
Mm.
comfortable going on an out of town trip?
Out of town.
For me, I would
Mm.
say I don't have a time span. It just depends on the person. I think of myself as very, like, it just depends how comfortable you are with that person. For
I
me.
need a couple
Yeah.
Because
months.
you need a couple months.
Yeah,
Tiffany's in a couple
to be
months.
comfortable around you,
Interesting.
because when you say going out of town, the one
Oh
thing
yeah. Oh
that
yeah.
I don't want you around in the
Yeah.
room at all, like please leave. If I got
Yeah.
to use the bathroom, I don't want you nowhere around.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's
When you can
uncomfortable.
use
I know
the
what you're talking
bathroom
about.
around somebody, then you
Yeah.
comfortable.
In the
Yeah.
bathroom, or
Yeah,
If
there's a
I'm using
door on
the
the
bathroom,
bathroom,
a
right?
door closed or not, I don't want you around. If I'm
Oh,
using the bathroom,
Yeah.
okay.
so can he use the bathroom?
I don't. I don't want to.
Like,
I don't
You
want.
can't use
I don't want to be around. I
So
definitely
yeah, we
don't want
need separate rooms.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. You stay
That's
that room
That will work.
upstairs.
to.
That
that's
defeats the purpose
wild.
of the
But
trip.
especially
We
when you
gonna
get dressed, so that's uncomfortable.
yeah. Well, then we coming
Yeah.
Right.
back. We
Yeah,
gonna do
You
you
don't really
a
know a
a
person
day
and they're
trip.
around you getting dressed.
Yeah,
It'll
again,
be
Yeah,
a
that's
like
a
day
day
trip.
trip, but that's a day trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a day
Yeah,
trip.
that'd be
You
a
know,
Yeah.
for
that'd be
me,
a
like
turnaround.
taking time to get ready and
Yeah.
make this.
I like
I don't want
privacy in
nobody
that.
staring
Yeah.
at me.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't need
Watching
nobody
your
looking
whole.
at
Yeah.
me. What
That's
I'm
true.
doing. We need our own time.
Yeah.
And
That.
then you
Yeah.
could be rushing
So,
and
so
be taking
never.
so
Yeah.
So
long to
never
do
is the
this and
answer.
that.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
I agree with
Oh
that.
wow.
I need some time.
so they got to be in an actual
So
relationship.
Lakeisha,
Oh, I was thinking like it really depends on how connected we are. Because if I've been in your house and you've been in my house, then we're good. Let's go. Now if we've not made it that far yet, then it may take a little time for me to feel more
Mhm.
with you. Like I cannot have been just text messaging you, and I really don't
Oh.
know
Hmm.
your ways, or
Right.
and
Mhm.
you snore. Because if
Hmm.
you snore, that might be
Right,
an
right.
issue for me. So I got
Mm.
to be able to
Oh
protect
my
some of your
I got
memories.
you on that. I can tell you. Yeah.
So I could be like, oh, okay,
God.
that's cool.
I
I know
can.
this is what you
Uh,
need as a person.
Did she say snore?
yeah.
she
Yes,
said
Snoring.
snore.
She say
It,
snore?
I'm a
Snoring is
light
so. I
That
snoring.
sound
sleeper.
cannot
like
do
that
it.
sound like a pet peeve.
I cannot
Oh,
No,
I
sleep with
thought she
you
said.
Sound like
I
it
snoring.
was
thought
a
she said
deal
snort.
breaker. Sound like a deal
That
Yeah.
breaker
people.
with the way she said it. It sound like a
not
Uh
deal
really
breaker.
like a deal breaker, but it's like let me be prepared to know that you snore, so then I can set myself up because I'm a
Nah.
light
Let me go to
sleeper.
sleep first.
I'm gonna wake up. Yeah,
Me
it's
Right,
too.
you
that
might
deep.
need earplugs or something because
Uh
you
huh.
don't want that person to be offended. Like, because you
Mhm.
can't sleep with
No,
all that
you know
noise.
what?
Some of them is
I've
some
had it
got
happen
some.
before, and I was being nice to the gentleman because he had one too many drinks, and I didn't want him driving, and I didn't realize he snored, and I just went ahead and left him in that room and went to my couch. And he woke up in the middle of the night and was like, "Dang, why you go to the couch?" I was like, "Because you were snoring."
Oh,
And
you
oh yeah, I'm
And
gonna
and
tell you the truth. I'm not
Yeah.
and
gonna lie
how?
to you.
Let me
Uh-huh.
ask you a question, then, Lakeisha. How long after that did y'all stop talking?
We actually still talk right now to this day.
No, no, not talk, but like y'all in a relationship.
Oh, we weren't in no relationship. He was just my friend. Like, hey, how you
Oh,
doing?
okay. Okay. He
I was
was
just
one
trying
of
to
the
make sure that he
Kwame's
was
that he was talking about. One of the Kwame's he was talking about.
Yeah, right, right.
and
What's
Lakeisha,
going on?
no,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
weren't in a relationship. We weren't like that. It was just
he
I
still
wanted him to
snores
be safe.
and you sleep next to him.
If he does, I'm gonna
He,
probably go on the couch.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Give
leave
him
you.
a little
I'll
nudge.
let you snore. I don't want to be next to you snoring though.
Yeah.
No,
so
because then I'm
so
gonna be
so
up.
so is this just a long term friend or this gonna be somebody like this? Is he just a filler until
He was cool. He was cool.
no,
Yeah.
no, he still is cool. Lakeisha ain't no was. He
He
still exists.
was
And he's still here.
That brother still have options to still snore.
Right.
Like he is
Only
still
be
thing
like
wrong
that
with
with
a
him
his
is he
mama.
friend.
snores.
Like
He
she,
is still
you
a
know,
friend.
friends. She might got a few. Everybody's entitled to how they are.
But
They
no, no,
friends.
but this is the string along we were talking about earlier. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about.
You're
This is
talking
the
really
string along.
You get
No,
high,
see,
huh?
look, listen. Let me validate myself. Bruh ended up hitting me up. I think what was it before winter or sometime because he was like he was working on himself and he wasn't really ready for a relationship. He was on this new chapter in his life. Woody woo. Okay, whatever. Fast forward to like 2 weeks later, he had been completed this chapter. He had been found this woman. They about to be together. I said, "Dang, your chapters moved quick. 2 weeks ago, you didn't know what you was doing." So we still friends technically, but he found somebody else. His chapter is complete. I told him best wishes with your storyline and how that goes. I'm not mad at you.
Mm.
Like, it's what it
Oh
is.
my god.
He could snore in her ear.
So Kim Bray, we know Kim Bray going on trips with Kurt on the regular. But you got homegirl friends, okay?
Hmm.
She got homegirl friend. Now, how long is they saying before they saying they doing their rendezvous?
Oh, same weekend they met him. I ain't gonna lie. We talking. They moving quick. Okay, they're skipping past all the courtship,
Oh,
all the other
okay.
the
Oh
mothership
my.
and everything. They going straight, to the carnival ship. You know, Uh,
The Virgin Voyage. They doing it
they
big.
taking all the imaginations and inspirations and all of the other Asians real quick. So I work with a lot of many women from many different walks. Day to day, I hear a lot of things, and so one thing I was like wanting to tap in with Kwame. He was saying something about one of the things that he would like is to have transparency and be able to be loved when it hurts, right? um Even, if you don't like me, we got an attitude or whatever the case may be, can you love me through it? And I think, like all of you guys have made great points, but again, I cannot help but go back to the tradition of getting to know somebody before you start diving into the expectations of, being able to endure if he snores. Because if he a good dude and he snore, you can put
Yeah,
some
we don't care
earplugs,
about that.
you know what I mean? You could, like, get the little nose thing for him, encourage him, help him, meet him where he at. Those are, like, things that you can get over. So I wanted to ask, like, is that her deal breaker? Because he probably he, he probably was like, you go get on the couch. You actually was snoring. I'm glad
Now,
she got on the couch.
yeah, I mean, I tried to be sensitive to that because maybe he didn't even know he snores, because I do realize the physiology behind snoring and things of that nature. So I do give people passes. You may be stressed, overworked, burnout, who knows? I
Okay.
know it's just hard for me to sleep when someone's snoring. So I chose to go lay on the couch. I let him stay in the bed. I mean,
Okay.
I was like really sweet about it. It's not
Okay.
a deal breaker though. I do give people the consideration that life will life. So stuff happens.
Right. Okay. Okay. And Kwame, when you were talking about love, you went through it, when it hurts. Um, do you consider that something that is like some trauma from, like, maybe past relationships that you felt like, she didn't love you when it was not so good, but when everything is all G, she's good.
I think it's more on like the scopes of like anybody can love you when it's good. Like, everybody when everything's sweet, it's all good. But you gotta like whenever you gotta be conscious of like how a woman is speaking to you when they're upset. You know what I mean? That's huge because a woman is only gonna do what they've experienced. They're only gonna do what they seen. You know what I mean? If they seen their parents argue, and if they seen people fighting inside of relationships around them when they grew up, they're going to think that's acceptable. And a lot of times nowadays, that's what the girls they've seen, so they think that that's a relationship. They think that a man is supposed to talk to them in certain kind of ways when and we ain't, then that's not the normal thing, So I don't think it's like anyone specifically. I think it's like multiple women like talking and treating men a specific kind of way. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
Did that answer your question?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's more like a general thing. Like women, when they get mad, they don't really know how to approach an issue. If that means like resolution. Sometimes women don't really, unless they've been taught that, it's really hard to work through relation. Relationships are tough. So unless you've been taught on how to work through a relationship or seen a successful relationship, you don't know what you're doing. You just kind of
Mm-hmm.
winging it. So
Yeah, a lot of times I'll see that the women, what we've seen, because the concept is that they're great communicators, they're great talkers. I don't think either sex is really good communicators. I think they get to talk a lot, so they'll repeat a whole lot of stuff, and then the guys generally don't say as much. But it seemed like the women feel like that they can communicate so much better because they're saying a whole lot of words,
yeah,
and
and it's
a
not
whole lot
like
of words is
you
coming
talking a
out their
lot.
mouth.
Yeah,
But but we don't address that, right? Most guys don't touch that topic
yeah.
of women not being as great of communicators as they think they are, but they do talk a lot, and so men typically don't respond or typically don't know how to respond correctly because they get caught up in the mix of the conversation because you're gonna overtalk the whole entire time.
Oh my goodness, here
Yeah.
this go.
Yeah, and that's a real thing. That's like
I'm about to go in.
that.
I'm about to go in. I'm about to go in.
Go ahead, Kimberly. Let's go.
Because firstly, because
Go.
let me tell you, I think that learning to communicate, we don't think we are great communicators because we talk a lot. Communication is a learned behavior. That's just how I see it. So you have to learn to communicate. She has to learn to communicate. We meet in the street, we communicate. That's how I go. But I don't think it's because we talk a lot. We could easily say, that y'all got a short attention span. We could say
No,
that
that's
we
true
don't
though.
pay attention. You don't pay
That's
attention.
true though. We ain't gonna
But
say that it's not true.
okay, and so I can respect. Okay, look, if you got a short attention span, I can respect that. I need to do 5 minute increments, of talk. Put a timer on. We'll make it work. I'm willing to meet you halfway, but we're gonna have to talk something out. Please don't fall asleep while I'm talking. It ain't that serious.
Dang, if a person is
Listen,
falling asleep,
if a person is
why are you
falling asleep while you're
talking?
talking, there's a
My God.
problem. How much is she
And
talking,
this,
right?
this is like the Aretha Franklin funeral. It
Oh
just
my
it done
God.
went on for 4 days.
It's like that though.
Oh my goodness.
'Cause
I
sometimes you gotta
cannot.
let like women just get it out. They keep on talking and talking. They think that they right sometimes, and sometimes y'all women y'all be straight out wrong. But men, we just be
Mm,
quiet and let y'all just think that y'all right, and that just be so y'all really think that y'all be right in y'all head. But and we know y'all know y'all not right. We know y'all not right, but we just be quiet, and then y'all kind of go on with that and be like, "Oh,
mm.
y'all right," and you're not right.
Yeah,
Okay, so I have a
yeah.
question for you
But
guys. What
too,
is
Okay.
sometimes women think they're right because they can remember dates and times better than
Come
you.
on, Monty.
You know what I
Let's
mean?
go.
They
Let's
could
go.
be like, well, no, that was on December 3rd,
You
and it was
breaking
five
up.
o'clock, and I went to the dentist at 3, and it's like the whole time. That's all they know is dates and times. They think they remember more dates and times, so for their recollection of everything was correct, but it's not. That's all they remember was the dates and times.
Mm-hmm.
Dates and times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dates and times.
Dates and times.
OG said,
Yeah,
preach.
That's real
Preach.
though,
Preach,
Monty.
Monty.
That is
They
yeah,
know
they
the
be
dates
dead
and
wrong. They know all
everything
the
else they
dates and
said is
times.
concrete.
Keish said, what?
Yeah, she she
So what you were talking about,
she
Lakeisha?
hasn't
What
had
was your
she
question?
hasn't had to deal with it.
so my question is, what is it then when a man knows a woman gets quiet, he thinks something's wrong. So do you want her to talk or do you want her to be quiet?
Mm.
It's a good
See,
See,
point.
I
this
want you to talk.
end of the day, a man gonna say,
That's
"Girl,
a good
baby, what's
point.
wrong?" And then that's when you should say,
Yeah,
but if you're too mad to say something, just say nothing, and just say nothing, and then hold it until and come back at a better time when you not, so heated, so then you can have a healthy conversation. But
nah, don't say nothing. Just
yeah,
just
Please
don't
don't
say
say
nothing.
just let it
nothing.
out,
Just don't say
just let
nothing.
it out. But it might not be the time because
Just don't say
we
it.
can't hold they might
I know,
see.
I know, Kwame. That's why I say hold it. Try
Yeah,
you don't
No.
provide a safe
it.
space
Try
for
to
a
hold
woman
it
to
and
be
see what
able to
happens.
communicate with you, and then you make her feel like she has to hold it, she will. But there's going to come a time where it's building up and it's building up. And then
Mm,
when we finally let it out, then the explosion comes. And then you're going to start thinking, like, oh, like Monty's saying, like the time to get upset, if this is what I'm dealing with. It may not have been how you had received it had we addressed it when it first happened. But I'm holding on and I'm holding on to it because the person doesn't want to upset you. Or if I come to talk to you, it's your attitude or how you don't make me feel like I'm able to talk to you. And when it's going to build up and when it does, we're going to explode if you make us hold on to
mm-hmm.
it. Then you're not going to want to receive what we have once it gets to that point. We need to have an open space to be able to talk
Yeah.
to you.
So it's
Because the
not
moment,
exactly what.
also, whenever we say as women, can we talk? They instantly tense up and don't want to say nothing. They don't want to have that
Mm-hmm.
discussion. They never going to sit there and say, can we talk? Oh, yeah, we can talk tonight. They don't want to talk. Whenever we say it, it's like fear, like, I don't want to hear nothing that she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk scares the man? Can we talk?
It does. That
And
can we
why?
talk
those
So
conversation.
words.
so
They
then
don't want to.
it would
So
have to
so
be
you
like
hold
a
on.
change of the language. Like, hey babe, let's chat. Oh babe, can we kick it? Oh babe, guess what happened today? And then you
Hmm.
go into the conversation. It's all how you fall into, I won't say character, but the way you transition into
There
we
you
need to
go.
talk about this, but I don't want to scare
Mm-hmm.
you. It's
It's
nothing to
not
be
what you
afraid
say.
of.
It's
Let,
how
let
you
me
say
let
it.
me let me help the ladies real quick. I'm gonna help y'all out with a little secret. Okay. All you got to do is when you're saying let's talk, bring up something that he's doing and that he's doing great. The less talk shouldn't always be when you want to talk about something that's bad or controversial. So then he's
Right.
always in receptive mode. So if the less talk is only when something is bad,
Something
then
bad.
it's a cue in his mind like, ah man, what did happen now?
Yeah, what I
But
do?
if you going in saying, hey, let's talk, I saw that you're at the game thing. I want to do this for you. Now he's, oh, okay. And then, you continue. Then when you say, let's talk when it's something serious, oh, she always want to talk about everything. She always
Mhm.
want to talk about things that's good, things that's bad, things that's involving me too. And so when you only use that term, he already know the cue goes up. Just like Kwame was saying. She said, let's talk. Oh, what didn't happen? Dang.
What I do now?
Shoot, what I didn't
What
hear
did
now.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if that's the reaction, that means that's the only way you've been coming to him at
mm,
that time. He's only been
yeah.
receiving negative conversation when you want to talk, but you don't want to talk when something great is going on, when something how the day was going, all that type of stuff. That should be a
Mhm.
part of the receiving of the nurturing part, the nurturing, the nurturing, the
Goodness.
nurturing.
Nurturing.
Let's
Serena wants
go.
a woman who's nurturing.
That's big. Nurturing.
He said I'm cooking. Bobby said I'm cooking. Let's go.
Preach project.
Nah.
Preach. It goes both ways because that's how I felt. My last situation, I could never get a word in. And that is true. Like what Aretha's saying, she said she could never get a word in.
hmm
When she did, it was she was the one that was wrong, or she wasn't listening. And that is true. Where that's how we feel like we can't come and talk to you, approach you because you start shooting us down with negativity.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's people who do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Sometimes it's just not
like
valid. Sometimes it's a lot when women speaking up. It's a lot about how you got, like how you said. It's a lot of how you feel, and how you feel is great. Like how you feel, or your opinion, it matters. But that doesn't mean that it's actually like true. Whatever a woman feels, sometimes they feel something, and that don't mean that just because you feel
That
that
is
way, that don't
fact.
even mean that feeling is true. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just a feeling, and so
Mhm.
that might not. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
just because a man is saying like, oh, wait, you saying all this, and that doesn't mean that he's not letting you. He don't care about what you're saying. That doesn't mean he doesn't care about how you feel. It just means that that's not even important,
you
right?
on
You know what I
yeah,
mean? That's not
you
the
on the
issue
wrong
right now.
track.
Not the issue
Mhm.
right now. You get what I'm saying? And so I don't. It's a fine line between like letting a woman feeling like she don't have a say so and actually having a say so. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times y'all do got to say so. Y'all just don't feel like men is hearing you.
Now, Kirk said, a man have to create a safe space for the woman to lay her burdens on him.
A
Lay
hundred
your burdens
percent.
down, baby. Lay your burdens down
That's right, Kirk.
with complete
That's exactly
selfishness
right, Kirk.
so
Say it
he
again for the
can
people
better
in the back.
understand
That's
the
right.
deal with the situation. He said, come lay
Nailed
your
it, Kirk.
burdens
You
Lay your
on
you
burdens
Big
all
nailed
Come
on
it.
on,
me.
lay your
That's
burdens on
right,
Big
Kirk.
Daddy. Come
Good.
on now.
Yeah.
Lay them
That
on me.
that
I
is
know
very
that's
good,
right.
but that is not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
See,
That
there you
sounds
go.
crazy.
You let
All
you let me know
Kwame.
you ain't the person I can sit there and come and try and talk
Yeah.
to.
put all your
Kwame.
You're
burdens
not
on
going to
me.
No, I
provide the
mean
safe.
Yeah.
Put all your burdens
Kwame.
on
you
me.
could give people
Hold
that
on, let's put our burdens on
it's not as
God.
easy
How
as it
about that?
sounds. For them to
Mhm.
for them to feel like it's what I meant. You can
Yeah,
be
safe
offering
place. I
that,
get
but
it.
for
I
them to
get what he's
feel
saying.
like I can do that, that's not as easy as it sounds. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we shouldn't be wanting a relationship. Shouldn't be like, hey, let's just dump out all our stuff. Like, we both got bad. Yeah, you got to talk about bad stuff, but who wants to be sitting there talking about, your partner? I feel like
Negative shit
you
all
got to hold
day.
each other up because it's a negative world. So we all we want to do is talk about negative stuff all day. That's a
Yeah,
poor
nobody
mindset.
wants to deal with that. Nobody
Well,
wants to do
Yeah.
that.
yeah. No, I don't think that it has to be a negative all day. I think that, I would dare not just lay all negativity down. No, you don't burden anybody with that. I'm just saying that to tap in with what Mr. Dukes is saying, to be able to allow a safe place for her to release whatever it is that she
Right.
may
Hmm.
be feeling in the time. It doesn't mean that I do not know the difference between fact and feeling, because there is a time for both, right?
Yeah.
There's a time.
Hmm.
If I need to be a thinking woman and not a feeling woman, I can do that. but I have to like
Mhm.
know myself, know when to place that. And not everybody, not every woman does do that. There comes a time, just like for a man, that walk of life will happen. But I'm just saying, like, I want to be able to talk to you, you talk to me, and it
Mhm.
be a safe place. I don't want to have to be micromanaging how I say something because
Mhm.
you don't want to feel like that or you don't want to go through it with me. You know, you got to be willing to give that space for your partner.
Mhm.
Definitely. I definitely feel that like
But
giving the space
don't
is
a
good.
man have to don't a man have to be able to handle juggle two different things in that space? Like we have to juggle the actual problem, but we also have to juggle your feelings too, right? Because
Ooh.
sometimes that's two different things. Your
Hmm.
feelings
Emotional
and the actual
intelligence.
problem could be two different things. Because I know
It
I've
takes
gotten in
Right.
emotional
trouble for
intelligence.
Yeah, you
trying to
do.
tackle the actual problem. Like, oh, okay, yeah, exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. And it would be something that I
Mm.
wanted to talk about. But then once I got boom straight to the problem, they didn't want to do that. They were really more on the feeling part. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, I can understand. I can see that
Yeah.
that might be
Sides.
like hard to juggle, but go in knowing what you're dealing with. Are you dealing with what you're feeling right now, or we want to deal with the problem?
Mhm.
I like to talk, so and I like to be talked to. So if my husband asks me like, okay, is this something that you're feeling, or is this something that you're thinking? What do you want from me? You want me to solve it, or you want me to just hold you while you go through it? Ask me. I pretty
Mm.
much know what I need in the moment. Like, you know, I just want to just vent or like, no, for real, help me out of this situation. So it depends on the circumstance. It really does. And
Mhm.
when you know your partner, you know if okay, does she need love and support in through this moment, or does she really need me to be a thinking man? You know,
And
it
you
depends
want your
on
partner to be your best friend. You want that to be your
Yeah.
confident. You want to
mhm,
be able to lay on his shoulder and tell you how
Mhm.
things are going, and vice versa. I'm sure that man wants to be able to have his woman that he can sit there and
Mhm.
talk to about his issues, because we all need to get stuff off to
Yeah.
mhm,
relieve stress. It could be work stress or things,
Mhm.
financial stress,
mhm,
different things going on, family stress. So you want a safe place to be able to talk to and lean on a person. That's what
Mhm.
partners are for.
Now,
mhm.
I can
Chantal
lean on
said,
you, you can lean on me.
if a woman is quiet, something is wrong.
That's 100% right.
Mm.
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
would
So if I'm
disagree.
quiet and if you can't talk,
Mhm.
I would disagree. I feel
You would
like
disagree?
I disagree. I don't think that a woman just because she's quiet doesn't mean something's wrong. Because like I said, I'm a thinker. Yes, I feel, but when I'm quiet, I'm thinking. I'm not just feeling something through. I'm thinking it out. So to be prepared to bring it to my partner, whatever it is that it may be,
I think
whether it's something that he did or
that
something that I'm dealing with on my own. But it doesn't mean that something's always wrong, you know, because I might be thinking of a master plan.
Okay, so Janae
Ladies,
said,
do y'all agree?
I
yeah.
try. Yeah.
Y'all agree?
I
Y'all
can get
agree?
with. I can. Yeah, I agree.
I
Okay.
agree.
Janae said, yes, your partner should know your tail signs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely
Okay.
need that. Hmm.
Keisha said, problems come from how you feel. Then Miss Janora said, whether negative or positive, there has to be time when each person can be heard.
Hmm.
hmm
Absolutely.
That may be a little bit harder for men than it is for women. Um,
Mm.
it's easier said than done, right? Like it's the communicative part, and then not trying to be overbearing or hurt feelings. Sometimes it's kind of um, a balance with it, especially as you learn in the person. You have to
Can
be comfortable enough and understanding how that person reacts to certain things. And I think guys pay a little bit more attention to that because of the sensitivity. Because most women expect guys to be a little bit more tougher, right? So we got to have a bit thicker skin. But sometimes we are coming with, which we should be coming with softer hands and trying to, like with your emotions. We should want to carry your emotions with grace and with comfort So with the response and what we feel of trying not to make sure that your feelings aren't offended or hurt when communicating.
It's kind of tough because, like, because Pat is saying, Pat, all you're saying is correct. It's because nobody really cares. Men, it's difficult for us to deal with that part because nobody cares about what how men feel. Like everybody's feeling is really kind of above. The woman is come before the kids come before that. Nobody really, society really doesn't give a damn about what the man thinks or how you feel. Really, nobody really cares. Like really, as a man, that's the honest truth for a man, but women don't understand that part. You know what I mean? They never understand that part. Nobody really give a damn about how you feel, bro. You still got to pay all the bills. You still got to take care of the kids. You still got to do what you got to do. And your wife, yeah, your girl's feeling comes before yours. Sorry to say, if you want to keep her.
Damn, Kwame,
Ooh.
what you done been through?
I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
just how it is.
sorry.
That's the world.
oh.
Nobody
I'm just
cares about how
saying,
the
like,
man
I
that's
know
feels.
you're speaking from the
unfortunate.
heart
That's,
too. You can see the
yeah.
passion in how
Mhm.
you're saying it.
That's what I'm like.
Nobody
You've
cares.
been through something.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for other men. They just don't say it. They just like, hey,
It's a true
it is what
position.
it is, bro.
Oh,
I'm just vocalizing. I'm just letting you know that's how other men feel. Like nobody really cares about how we feel, bro. Like at the end, oh, yeah, we do. When we talking to your bro, like, yeah, man, this is what I had to deal with today. My wife did it. It's like nobody cares though. Like, so what?
It's not nothing new. If ladies are new to this because not learning the game, right? This has been granddaddy and them. Nobody cared about what granddaddy and them went through. Like he went to work, the care was always about the family. He had a job of taking care of the family and stuff. Then nobody really cared about granddaddy and them, like really, really care the family until he died, right? He was the one that was supposed to provide, he took care of everybody. The love that was shown was typically to Big Mom. Most people have a wholeness and love for Big Mama. But Big Daddy, that one that was holding down the fort and making sure everything was taken care of, he's kind of an afterthought. And so that concept is not necessarily new. Just people ain't paying attention to the game. And then when women understand the game, you can come in and be a
Yeah,
lot different and be kind of a one in a million type woman because now you understand the game. Because when you understand that the man isn't really cared for, then you can do those things like how Kimberly was saying when she does with her husband. That's not a typical thing that women do. That is not a cater to. That's not a normal thing that women typically do. And it's going to go into this, and I'm going to transition into this comment that Kurt made. He said, "Men are the leaders. Women choose us to lead them, and if we're not leading correctly, then they're going to let us know. That's when we're supposed to make adjustments." I'm just saying. So, what's y'all thoughts on that?
That man got a good woman. It's his wife. I like him. I like that guy. No. You know what? My question would be, when did that tradition change for women? I mean, for Kwame to feel and say the things that he's saying with such passion about how nobody cared, I think Big Mama cared. It's just behind the scenes. It's that intimate relationship that him and Big Mama had. Grandpa and Big Mama had that y'all didn't see, so it looks like he didn't have somebody to care for him. And that comes with, you having your intimate partner, somebody that you can lay your burdens down on. You might not, all you might see is grandpa just paving, hitting the streets, making money, and taking care of the family. But Big Mama was there to support him behind the scenes. And so, you know, it's unfortunate that some of the traditions have changed. If that's the case, that's how you feel.
Yeah. I think overall dumping on men and men dumping on women is gotten worse over the years anyways, you know what I mean? And especially I think with social media over the last 5 years, especially last 2 years has gotten really bad because you got a lot of podcasters. That's what their content is. That's what they're getting their likes and clicks on, is just what women are doing wrong and what men are doing wrong. That's literally
Mm-hmm.
probably a
mm,
multi-billion-dollar industry right now. People making that
mhm,
much money on just putting up even just little tiny clips. While we see it, this is a whole
mhm,
conversation we're having. But Patrick had chop this up into a little clip and take something I said out of context and go viral off that little clip. And there's a lot of that stuff going on. And I think what happened was people, after Kevin Samuels got really, really big, that's when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of Kevin Samuels lookalikes popped up. And it was, some of these podcasts aren't even real. It's just somebody looking like this, looking like they talking to somebody. You know what I mean? They're not even talking to somebody in the room all themselves. They just find off a lot of information. And I think this, us getting that information, you know, through our ears, it's just kind of causing that a little bit. You always hear people, what do you bring to the table? And blah, blah, blah. We didn't care about that stuff back in the day. We just went out on dates. I can't even fathom sitting across the table from a woman and asking her on the first date, so what do you bring to the table? If somebody asks me that, I'm leaving. I'm gone. I ain't bringing nothing to the table. The food, nothing about to be brought to the table. I'm gone. Don't even bring
Okay.
the menus. We leave. I'm leaving.
Okay.
Seriously, I'm gone. Like, what kind of question is that? We didn't
Yeah.
care about that kind of stuff, but now that's like
Yeah.
that's on the table
Uh-huh.
right now.
Yeah.
I think
Nah,
that's
bull
just
crap.
that
Bull crap.
just
We need to
hearing
know.
that just
Ain't no time
not on the
wasted.
you just can't just ask somebody like that on the
Quit
first date.
wasting
What do you
time,
bring to
man.
the table? That's
Yeah,
Time is
that's a
precious.
loaded question, anyways.
yeah, it is. I agree.
Why is it a
It's a
loaded
loaded
question?
question. What is that? Huh?
Whatever you think you are. Are you a nice person? Are you
I
kind? Are you compassionate? Are you good with family? What is it that you're saying that you want to do in the relationship? It's just like a person that with intent, right? If you have an intent, what is the intent at the initial date? Oh, I tend, I would want to get married someday, or
yeah, but I
I'm just kicking it. I don't want anything serious. That's getting things out the way, and you waiting a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year down the road to really understand what that person is actually after.
but here's the thing, Patrick. If anybody is asked that question, I guarantee you 99% of the time that answer is BS. Okay? It is BS. You're gonna say everybody's gonna say what the other person wants to hear at that particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
But
not even
but
you're not even getting a real answer.
that could be true, but now you have to walk that out, right? So you can't fake that. You can only fake that for so long, because if you don't get that out at the beginning, then now what expectations are you having at some point, right? So if, it's like a person say, "Oh, is it too early to ask a person, do you want to have kids, or if you want to get married?" Why you shouldn't be asking that on the first few conversations? Because if you want to get married, or if a person don't want to get married, then you got out the way. Yo, we don't want to. I think that's why the Pop Balloon show is kind of cool, because there's a lot of cut to the point questions of what your likes, what your dislikes are. Sometimes some of them are a little bit more revealing than others. But if you're able to at least get those intention parts out the way, I think
I
that's
think
important. But
I
yeah,
think you
I agree though.
misunderstood I think you misunderstood what I said. Asking somebody, do they
What
want
they're gonna bring to
kids
the
and blah blah
table.
blah. That's a real conversation.
Hmm.
I'm saying specifically asking, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, that's a crazy question, though. I agree
Yeah,
That's a
with most
stupid
of that.
question. Like if I
yeah.
asked you, hey, so are you
Mm-hmm.
interested in kids? Are you interested in a relationship? Are
Uh
you
huh.
interested in just going
Different.
any
Yeah.
further? That's perfectly fine. That's
Mm-hmm.
great. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that specific question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you bring to the table? We
Yeah,
see a
that's
lot of that
crazy.
on these little podcasts and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
it's just
think
a
y'all been
fad right now.
traumatized by the
That's not a
question
real
though.
question,
It's
But
crazy
that's a
work.
huh?
trauma. That's a traumatizing question there, because if however you interpret the question, right? So if a person asks a person, "What do you bring to the table?" It's like, how do you interpret that? What is the interpretation when a person says, "What do you bring to the table?"
Well,
What's
I
your
can cook, I
interpretation?
can clean, I can fix cars.
Yeah, what is it? I don't even
That's
understand the
my
question.
name
What
off.
does it
Yeah,
mean?
are we
What
doing
do you
like
bring?
yeah, that doesn't sound like a first date. That sounds like an interview. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing a
Yeah.
courtship, we're getting to know
Uh-huh.
each other. We're
There
not
you
doing an
go.
interview. What you bring
Teach
to the
that.
Yeah,
table? Well,
There
where
you
do you
go.
see yourself from 10
Yeah.
years from now? That kind
Yeah.
of stuff. That's a little bit heavy on a
Yeah. It
first
is.
date.
You're right.
but you're
I
really
agree.
kind of
Courtship.
doing.
We're trying to
That's
court
too
each
much.
other.
Yeah.
How you
Aren't you
doing?
really doing that through the date?
Mm-hmm.
Like, aren't you? So,
So,
do you know how to cook? Can you cook?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, right. That's literally what we're like.
that's
Literally, that's how it's
questions.
gonna.
That's a conversation. That's perfectly fine.
But I
yeah.
mean, it
So
is what do
so
you bring
I
to the table? An interviewing question, right? I mean, that's too heavy to bring
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
so the
It is.
the first
context
date.
of so are you saying, Kimber, the context of what you bring to the table questions are are able to be asked.
No, I'm saying if you look, well, you just said a couple of good ones. Do you plan on getting married again? Let's say I'm divorced, and someone said, "Hey, would you ever get married again? Would you ever have kids again?" Those are all valid questions. But if somebody just walked up and said, "So, sir, excuse me, but what do you bring to the table?"
Yeah.
And every time I hear it, it's got an attitude behind it. It ain't like
Yeah.
no,
Uh-huh.
You sound traumatized
Oh, I
from
think
it.
we
Sound
sorry.
it's
Bro,
got
I
an
gotta
traumatized.
say,
attitude
he is
behind it. Like, what
he
disrespectful.
sound
I do.
traumatized from it.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
He's
but
I
you
saying,
think
can
it's
you can ask me
right.
disrespectful.
you can ask
Let
me
me get
whatever, but
married
don't
again.
just don't
Yeah.
come with no garbage. 'Cause you know
Monty
Yeah.
we
sound
do the
traumatized from
podcast
it.
or whatever.
I
So
feel you,
what you doing?
Monty.
Now, OG Bobby Johnson said this. He said, "It's attention shows most women and men don't make six figures." And social media says, "I want a man to make six figures." Now,
I
this is
know,
the
right?
conversation
Mhm.
that has
Uh-huh.
been had, that's been on the table, that Monty's brought up,
Yeah.
especially from Kevin Samuels. The conversation with Kevin Samuels of, 666, conversation, 6 foot, 6 figures, and at least six in the bed. So that was probably part of the requirements that most women was wanting. And so, is that something that has been unrealistic? Is that something that women have been wanting? It seemed like it's been a hot topic of conversation, and Monty had brought that up.
It's totally unrealistic to me,
It's very unrealistic.
Yeah.
especially if she only how many figures is she making? Why she has an expectation of him making six figures? How
Mm-hmm.
many what figure she got?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, what's she make?
those are all, you know what I mean? What's she making
Yeah.
to be pocket
Ooh,
checking me?
Okay.
ooh, shots fired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying
Right.
that's this is a hard conversation.
It's very
I
yeah.
know you guys remember the young lady who turned down, who had something to say about the Cheesecake Factory.
The
Oh
She took her
Cheesecake
on a first
Factory.
date.
Come
yeah.
The
on,
first date.
bring
Took
it
her on
up,
a
Kid
first
Bray.
date.
Bring
Took
it
her on
up,
a
Kid
first
Bray.
date to the Cheesecake Factory. And she said, no, you didn't bring me to the Cheesecake Factory. This is over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here. Total embarrassment. And
Yeah.
he took her to the Cheesecake Factory. I like the Cheesecake Factory.
I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
do
have had a
too.
problem with it.
I would
She
say
said she
down.
wanted Ruth's
Yeah.
Chris. That
Ruth
was she
Chris
wanted.
on the first date.
Well, she
She
taking
wanted
her
Ruth's
Right.
Chris.
Chris.
And she, I'm no shade, but I mean, she wasn't looking Cheesecake
She didn't look
Factory-ish
Ruth
for
Chris.
sure.
Yeah, she looked
You
like
know,
No.
Denny's.
she was, you feel me? She was looking more
Yeah.
She looked Denny's
at
to me. That
at
was
Denny's at 2
Denny.
a.m. Denny's.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Denny's.
Denny's at 2.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what she was on.
She was on
And
something else, but
she had the nerve to record it. That was what tripped out to
mhm,
me.
Uh-huh.
Like, you had the
Right, right.
nerve, like you about to put this man on
Because she thought she was
blast.
about to clown him.
Yeah, and she got ate
yeah, she
up.
thought so. Ate
She
up.
got ate
Mm-hmm.
up, ate up. I mean, she thought she was Beyonce fine out there. I was like, oh
Okay.
man,
Mhm.
nah. She got humbled real quick. Go on back to your job and figure out, your level now. And I don't know if y'all know the backstory. The backstory to that was that he was actually taking her to a nicer restaurant. I don't know which one it was, but she was late. He picked her up. They had reservations, so it was a reservation spot,
Oh, wow.
and he ended up going on there and talking about it. And she was actually late. She was late getting ready. He was waiting for her, and they got canceled. They missed their reservation. So then the pivot was to the Cheesecake Factory. So
Oh.
he was taking her to a nice spot. Then she was able to show her behind because
Look at God. God revealed for
Mm-hmm.
He
him.
yeah,
still, he
yeah.
still
She
Yep.
said
loved
God
her.
saved him.
Yep. That
Yes,
is true. Yep.
yes, yes. For real, for real.
Oh, Cynthia, hilarious. Y'all check this out. Cynthia said, "I'm bringing the big booty and I have six figures." She
I'm
ain't
just
playing.
Exactly.
Cynthia out
That's
here.
what the other six
Cynthia out
said.
here. Cynthia out here ain't playing with him.
I heard that.
Cynthia ain't playing with him. She said, "I'm bringing a wagon and the wagon. Like, I ain't playing with it."
The bagging and the wagon.
It's going in. So why do y'all
But
think? Go ahead, Monty.
doesn't it really just boil down to how well we we vibe together though at the end of the day? You know what I mean? That's what I
Yeah.
feel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes, it does. I would say yes.
Now, Don said this right here. Don said the question of what do you bring to the table? If one doesn't understand that question, they bring nothing. Ooh,
Mm,
shots fired.
mm,
To
mm,
add, in this day and time, it's a valid question. Just be mindful on how one's tone and body language is exhibited. Just my 2 cents. If one has an issue on where one is taking one on the first date, they should pay. The place isn't necessarily important. In a sense, it's the conversation that takes place at one's location. Another 2 cents of mine.
mm-hmm. Well said.
Mm.
Now he didn't say it. Now if y'all don't know what y'all bring to the table, you ain't bringing nothing. If you don't know,
Mm.
I guess I don't bring nothing because I'll be.
I guess I don't bring nothing.
Yeah. I
I don't bring
understand.
nothing there.
I know, but it's disrespectful.
Hmm.
Right.
To me,
And
I
it's
don't.
the,
I know what I'm
he
why
bringing,
you
said
but
feel
if
like
you
it's
valid.
you
disrespectful?
ain't gonna
Very
get it.
well.
What
Drea,
is
why
it?
you feel like it's disrespectful? Why you
Because
feel
I
like
don't
it's
like it.
disrespectful?
I've never liked that question. It just irritates me for some reason. I don't know why. It
Yeah,
irritates me. I don't like it.
it's irritating.
I'm
That's exactly
very
it.
private
Irritating.
about, that's something that I will later on fall into place when you get to know me. Like that's not
Mm.
something that I'm really exposed to. I know what I am. I know my value. You know what I mean? So it's just like an interview. Like Tim Bray said, it's like an interview question to me. Like I don't like it. I just don't.
And we both we all know in interviews how many times we worked in places where somebody got a job or we working with somebody and you wonder like how the hell did they get the job? Because
Right.
Okay.
they're great in the interview process.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They kill the
Yeah.
interview, but
Yeah.
they horrible at
Yeah.
whatever the job is. They do not know what the
Yeah.
hell
That
they
is
doing,
true.
but they kill the interview
Mhm.
every damn time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So you could go by
Mm.
that if you want to. But if I was doing the hiring, like if I was, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a manager where I am and I do the hiring from in my little department. But I see
Mhm.
people in other departments. I'm wondering how did they even get hired? Why? And I see red flags with these people
Yeah.
on day one. And I'm like, I would have never
Uh-huh.
hired. He looked lazy. The dude
Yeah.
looked lazy from jump. And then they get there and you wonder why, like, oh man, he's not hustling and he's not doing this and doing that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm judging book by cover, I guess. But
Mhm.
the dude just looked lazy. Some people got that look.
He just look lazy.
Oh man.
Seriously. So you could, yeah, you could. That's what I'm saying. That is a interview question. Like if you ask me in an interview,
Yeah.
how well are you a hard worker? And everybody gonna say, well, yeah, sure, I do this
Yeah.
and do that and blah blah. And here's my
Yeah.
resume, and but that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm.
That's on the spot. Like you're trying to get the job. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
understand, but like for
Hmm.
someone to be asking you what you bring to the table, like
right.
I
Right.
don't know. It's
Unless you're
just
unless you're
yeah,
unless you're
very
asking like, okay, you
disrespectful.
want to see my check stub, and you want to know exactly what my size is.
Mhm.
You want me to measure how tall I
Mhm.
am, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm 6'4",
Mhm.
I'm whatever, and I'll make this
Mhm.
amount.
Mhm.
Yes.
Those are
Hmm.
exact numbers. You want exact numbers, then that's something that's
Mhm.
tangible that you can put your hands on.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But still,
Yeah.
Ah.
She said that.
Yeah.
He crazy. Y'all crazy.
Oh man.
Ooh, y'all tickle me.
So yeah, as y'all are looking at the difference between the relationships between men and women, it's going to always have an effect because if people are using social media as a barometer or trying to get validation, like the whole response of trying to put the guy on blast, like what was the point, right? If
Mhm.
if he was taking you so well, it's like, oh, just take me home or whatever. Like then now you see him a little bit more classy. But for her to kind of go down that lane, it seemed like okay,
Hmm.
I wonder if that would cause guys to pause to want to even take her out. Because if I seen that and I thought she was great looking, right, I would be at pause if we want to even try to date her.
Mhm.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think a lot of women lost a little for a few weeks at least. A lot of women lost after that video had went viral. Because I think I looked at that and I for a little while was just like I ain't taking nobody nowhere and spending nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. I
Mm-hmm.
mean I'm over it. I'm over it. But for about a week or two, I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't take
Yeah.
nobody to lunch,
She
nothing. No,
didn't.
we
She
ain't
didn't
going
put us
nowhere.
on the map. She didn't
And
put us on
she
the map
definitely
very
did
well.
not.
You're
I
right.
was like, all women do not think like that. I told my husband,
Mm-hmm.
you want to take me to the Cheesecake Factory
Huh.
real quick? I, because let me take you. I'm sorry. You
Right,
know,
after all that.
no, I
You were
told
feeling
my son,
sorry on behalf of women.
I told my son,
Mhm.
son, if she tell
Yeah,
you that Cheesecake Factory ain't enough, baby,
Mm.
right. Because
Okay.
a whole bunch
Gotta
of people
go.
grabbed
she's
that.
not gonna appreciate that bologna sandwich
Yeah,
that you may have
Mhm.
from time to time.
right.
You
Because a
know.
bunch of
That's
people
the
and
truth.
other content creators grabbed that and they blew it up even worse than what it really was. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. That's how it works in this age of content. You know,
Hmm.
they just waiting for somebody. She made a bunch of people a lot of money because a lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
grabbed
Mhm.
that and they made videos
Mhm.
that went viral based on her statement saying that. So that's how
Mhm.
it works.
that's exactly how it works. Now, if you guys want to jump on and ask some questions really quick while we are continuing to talk, the link is in the chat. You can go ahead and click on that link, and you can go ahead and pop on up here, and I'll bring you guys on. Make sure that you are having your headsets on and as you are coming in so we don't have that echo. But as we continue this conversation again, you guys can come in and join us and we'll be wrapping this conversation up and be asking you guys if you want to join the conversation with us while we continue this great dialogue that we're having on tonight. Definitely shout out to this great group. They've been doing phenomenal. If you are liking what you're liking and you're appreciating the conversation, go ahead and put a heart in the chat. Appreciate all of you for tuning in, man. Go ahead and put a heart in the chat if you guys are enjoying this great conversation that we are having with these phenomenal people. And tell me in the chat, man, who is your favorite right now? Who's your favorite person in the group, their dialogue, their conversation? Who you vibing with the most? Up in here that's kind of your feel, your vibe, your take, that are on their perspectives and what they're doing. And so it is very important for us to continue to have open dialogues like this. I think it's super important for us to have healthy, fun, and
Mhm.
entertaining conversations like this because it's not your typical
Yeah.
type of conversation. Of course, we have some fun, but we ain't trying to be too messy either. You know, we ain't going down the road of trying to bash women, trying to bash men either.
Right.
With these type of conversations, because that's the normal thing that's out there, right? It's like
Yeah.
you got to be way left or way right, and I
Mhm.
believe that it's important for us to have this conversation. We're gonna meet in the middle with love, right? We're gonna meet in the
Yeah.
middle with love. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So again, if y'all want to
Mhm.
jump on, man, go ahead and click on that link. Mr. Dukes then voted for Kimbray. He couldn't. He might be a little
Um.
biased though. He might be a little biased though. He might.
um,
But he done voted for Miss Dukes, Miss Kimbray, Queenly Body out here doing their thing. He has put okay. He put the heart in the chat. OG is saying that the panel is doing phenomenal. Y'all doing great. Y'all doing great. Y'all doing great. Appreciate all of the questions and comments that have been coming through um, as we continue this dialogue and conversation. Now, as we start to continue to wrap this thing on up, so as we're going down the road of dating and the dialogue and conversation that we're having. One of the things that was brought up, and I think earlier in the chat that I wanted to bring up, which is the amount of respect that
Mm.
between the man and the woman and how respect is interpreted in different ways. And so I want to ask the group, what is your perspective of what you deem to be respect from the perspective that you would give to a man? I'm gonna ask the woman to a man and the man to the women. So as a woman, what is your interpretation that you think that the man believes respect is that he should get from you?
that's a deep question.
That he should get or give.
Don't come to me
Get
first.
He said
that he
get.
should get from you.
We like
Mm.
talked about some of the things yesterday, like things that were like bothersome if you're doing something that he tends to see that is being disrespectful. So I think you should always be open to listen, just as we're talking about communication, if there's an issue or a problem and he's man enough to bring you that issue up to you, you should respect him for coming to
Mm-hmm.
you and address that situation to make sure that it's not continuing, because you want to give the same thing that you would want to receive.
Mm.
Okay. Any other ladies?
I agree with Tiff.
That's what
I
I think.
believe
Yes, ma'am.
tone and talk is the way you can show your man the utmost respect. And that's in any atmosphere, especially in public, in front of others. Hold him up.
Mm-hmm.
Esteem him, and esteeming him is how you talk to him. So,
When there's issues like in public and you may be pissed off, but don't let people in public know. You go and
Yeah.
have respect him enough not to be disrespecting him or talking loud to
Mm-hmm.
him in front of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get pulled to the side or you wait till you get home to have that discussion.
mm,
Always let your man feel like he's a man.
Mm-hmm. And at the same
Mm.
time, when you go home, maintain that tone and talk.
that tone and talk.
Even when
Right.
you're out the
Right.
environment, even
Right.
when you're in
Oh,
your setting.
oh,
Because it's not what you
oh.
say, it's how you say it.
How you
You know
say
what I
There,
it.
mean?
there.
Because when you're
Mm.
arguing and yelling and they're not going to listen to you. So it's your
That's
Yeah,
right.
tone
most of the time, if
and how
you
you
just
speak.
yelling and screaming,
Uh-huh.
nothing that you saying is gonna register.
Yep.
You
Yep.
gotta bring that tone
Mm-hmm.
down and talk
Yes.
with a sensitive
Be
voice,
respectful.
or they're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
hear you or listen to nothing that you have to say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Any other lady?
I think
Keish?
allowing him a safe space with you, and whatever that may look like for him at that time. Oftentimes, earlier was mentioned in the conversation how, he felt like a man was not appreciated. They feel like nobody cared. At home, he should always know his wife cares or his girl cares. He has that special place with her. He can confide in her. He can cry with her. He can be a
Mm-hmm.
whole man and still feel like a man after that conversation. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
showing him respect when I show him that space is available to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm.
right.
Absolutely.
It's the extra things you do. If you at
Yeah.
home and your man has been working all day, have that cooked meal waiting for him,
Mm-hmm.
or have his stuff ready so when he get in the shower, he can just get out and everything's already laid out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oops, did I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
That's no
Nah.
shade. It's only because I work too. When I was at home, all that was nice and cute. Now, I will if he had a hard day. We can go out and eat. I'm tired too. Me too. I'm tired too. I don't work my three, four, five jobs too, and
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm
Amen.
like,
Right.
it's still considered time, Monty. It's still considered
Right.
her having that quality time for you,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Okay.
I
Now,
agree.
And
Cynthia,
you can give him
The food
something
doesn't have to be
later,
cooked.
or
There you
after
Mm-hmm.
go.
y'all both eat, you can respect him and give him something
There you go.
later on.
Yeah,
That's
There
what
you
you
go.
do.
Mm-hmm.
give him the
Handle
topping.
business.
Give him no. Go ahead and give him that top.
Come on now.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
Cynthia said. Cynthia said, "A man wants to be heard, respected, and fed."
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Keisha said, "Submission."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they love a submissive woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now that word has gotten a little
That word is
That's
controversial
cute.
these days,
That's
ain't
Yep.
it?
cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
said cute. You said
It's cute.
cute.
That's a cute
What?
word.
Oh my God, what's cute about it?
Next episode.
I
Let's
know
talk
that's
about
gonna be a
that.
whole piece. The
Yeah.
word submission is gonna be a whole
Yes, yes,
conversation
yes.
on the
We have to
next
define that
episode. I'm
submission,
telling
right?
you, because
So many
that is
different
gonna
ways.
be.
That's
I
a
don't even
rep.
think we're gonna be able
Yeah.
to get to another topic
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-mm.
that, because that's gonna be a whole
Yep.
Just
conversation all by itself.
Most
mm-hmm.
All
definitely.
by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
conversation.
That's a very deep one. That's a very deep
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
one. Keep that on our radar. We're gonna talk about that
yeah.
the next episode. Um, let's see. Janae said, "I ran my man bath with a glass of wine the other night because he takes care of me. It's the little things."
That's
It
right.
is.
That's
Yes.
right.
Okay,
It,
That's
she
it,
what
took
it,
that.
that's
She
that's
took a
exactly
chapter out
right.
of Kimbray book. She took a chapter out of Kimbray.
uh-huh.
Let's
Janae.
go. Come on, Janae.
I like
Uh-huh.
to
Mm-hmm.
I like to do give surprise gifts.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Okay.
sweet,
That is
Monty.
nice.
Very
yes,
sweet
it
of
is.
you.
That's
Yeah,
thoughtful.
That
and
is.
Yeah.
it don't have to be something like real expensive. It could be something
Uh
It's,
huh.
just
it's the little
Yep.
something
things. It's
It's
the
thoughtful.
the
little
little things.
things.
Yeah, something
Yep.
thoughtful. Like when you get
Yep.
it, you're gonna be like, "Wow, how did he know I wanted that?"
Hmm.
I already done tricked you into telling me what you wanted, but you didn't know. So
So
that's what I do.
from the male perspective, okay, Monty, go ahead and chop in. I'll chime in with you on what is our view of what the woman would view as respect.
What women would want.
Yeah.
That's a tough question. Let me think. I think okay. I think women want to be
Is my
heard,
body language talking?
right?
Listen.
They want to be heard, right? And they want you to be they want to be listened to, and they don't want to be cut off. I think that's I mean you have to be a good listener as a man. uh I think, like I said, I got into trouble with this before because I kind of want to just get to the problem, right? Let's get to the problem so we can fix it, and that's not always the thing. I think women want to be heard
Gotta
a lot of
listen.
times.
Yeah, you gotta
Sometimes you just
listen
got to
first.
sit there and listen.
Yep, you need to listen.
Yeah, I think that's key. They obviously want to someone that they can trust. They
Mm,
also want somebody they can feel safe around. We talked about that too. Um, Obviously, they want somebody to be able to take care of them a little bit. Let's put that out there. They want to be taken, and I don't mean like they want to be kept, but they want a man that can provide. Let's call it
Said
that.
you being
Yeah,
creative.
they
I
want
know. I
somebody
saw
to
that.
be.
It threw me off.
He said you being
He said you be creative again.
he trying to build
Monty,
something
It's
up.
too much.
He trying to you over here stretching, right?
I don't even know what
Are
did I
you writing
say?
a movie?
OG Bobby Johnson.
Yeah,
Monty's at work again. He's writing a
What
hey,
did
movie.
I say?
Monty getting his script together. He trying to get his script
He
together.
said he been creative.
No, no, seriously, I am writing a love story. I'm writing a love like a love story. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Beautiful.
just did some
Beautiful.
research too. I just watched Love Jones again. I hadn't watched that in years. I just watched
Mm.
it like two
That's a
days
good
ago.
one.
A whole
That's a
thing.
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Hmm.
I got a couple more I need to watch. Oh, you know what? I watched Sleepless. Remember Sleepless in Seattle?
Oh
I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
that
that
was
the
That's a
other
good
day
one.
too.
That's a good
That's
beautiful.
one.
classic.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
Notebook
Yeah.
is the best love
Oh, I love
story.
that's
That's a
my
good one.
The
favorite
Notebook.
Yeah,
Oh
movie.
my
I
yeah,
absolutely
God.
yeah,
love that movie.
yeah. I'm gonna watch When
Hmm.
Harry Met Sally the other day too, and Love and
That's a
Basketball.
good
That's
one.
that's
Love
some
and
other
Love
ones I
and
watched.
basketball. I was
Love
gonna
and
throw
basketball.
that one
basketball.
out.
That's a
Yeah.
good
Definitely
one
love and
too.
Yeah.
basketball.
But I forgot what I was. Where did I leave off at? I was saying that
You
that's
The
who they
said
want
we
to
second
be
want to be
listened
scene.
to. They want a
heard.
man
He
that
was
can
on the second
provide. They
scene.
want a man that can
Right.
provide. And I think
We
that's
like a
about it.
man who knows how
Obviously,
to
there's some
build
things in the
things and
bedroom.
fix things.
Tiffany, this is
Mm.
not your time.
Oh, my
Yeah,
sorry. I was just
fix
trying to help
things.
him out.
Yeah,
I was
This is
trying to
from
help
the
him.
male
Oh, yeah, yeah.
perspective.
yeah,
Well, he needed some help. I mean, he needed like
yeah.
just some help.
They want. Okay, I got some more. Y'all want somebody to fix things. I was headed to the bedroom when she said that, but we could go.
Okay.
Yeah, we go
Okay,
there
no, go
Fix
first.
ahead.
it.
Here's
Fix
on his
it.
way.
Fix it, Jesus.
Obviously, you got to be good in bed. Ain't nobody want no man that's not good in bed. At least I don't think so.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, they don't want that. They don't want that.
Uh, I, I don't know romance. A lot of women talk about romance and stuff like that. I don't know if women in this day and age, what's the word? I don't think they're equipped at accepting romance like they used to. They may
You don't
think
Mm-hmm.
think
they
we
are,
want
but
a room with balloons and roses and candles going around? You don't think we want that?
I'm talking about no.
See,
Just
she
that's
don't
an
even know
act.
what romance is. She don't
That's
even
an
know
act.
what romance is.
That's
No,
Oh.
that's an
romantic. That
act.
is romantic. I will give her that.
That's an
That is
That's
act.
romantic.
romantic.
That's
That's
no, no,
not
no, no, no. That's
No,
an
romance.
it's
act. I'm
not
talking about
romance.
every
I
day.
agree.
Every day, hands on. Every time I see you, every time I book, I'm slapping you on the butt as you walking by. I'm talking about the all that stuff like that. That's every day. Anybody can,
Yeah.
like I said before on the interview thing. Anybody could just look at a book or a magazine and say, "Oh, okay, let me throw some rose petals, go to the dollar store, hook up some this, that, and the other." You know what I mean? Anybody could do that. I'm talking about day to day romance. I think women, y'all can get a little bit better at accepting that. Because sometimes you do that
Mhm.
sort of thing, and women aren't comfortable with you touching them and something like that.
Yeah.
They might have gone through some sort of trauma. I don't know what it is, but that's something right there. But then other
Okay.
thing is the last thing I was gonna say what Tiffany was talking about is being able to fix things and stuff. Be handy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's oh
Yeah.
man who can fix,
That's
build,
a
or fix the
blessing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, it's nothing like
It's
it.
a blessing.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah.
What do you think,
So
Patrick?
my opinion, my thoughts. I don't think women really know what they want. To be honest,
oh Lord.
I'm giving numbers from the average. Of course, I'm saying from the
Okay.
average, not these wonderful people on the panel, right?
No, no.
I'm saying from the average. I don't think most women know what they want. It because you can say all these things and they're gonna be like, yeah, 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 right? It's all yeah. It's all yeah. It's not a top thing. So it's everything. So you don't when you don't get the full package, a lot of times it's hard to know what you actually want. Like what is the tiers that you can check off and be like, these things are the top three, four things that I have to have in order for us to see. Because most of us we look at it in a a whole piece and not knowing that you're not gonna get all those pieces. You ain't gonna get everything that's gonna be on that table. And so when you don't have that, whatever fantasy that has been created in the mind that you're trying to fulfill in that man, you're trying to create him in whatever fantasy that you created in the head instead of learning him, knowing that these are the top things that I want. He checked those boxes. So then let me build off of that. But then if he doesn't have like the handy part, see, nah, I ain't know if I can. But he has those other things, that's the top thing, but that's a lower tier thing that you really ain't too concerned about. Then all of a sudden he ain't kind of what your cup of tea. So we start to nitpick off the little things instead of the core things that's the valuable part. And those are typically the guys that get looked over. Those guys that have those core values, those core things that most women are looking for, they could be good guys. They could provide it. They looked over every single day. They're guys that you walk by in the grocery stores and you going into home, you going into
Home Depot.
CVS. You ain't going to Home Depot. Y'all ain't going to Home Depot. Y'all going to CVS and stuff.
Yeah, see, I
You'll see these guys all the time. You will see them at the gym, places like that. But those good guys aren't typically, that could have those core values or whatever you're looking for. Because most guys are simple. Women kind of have an array of things that they're kind of looking for within their palette is a little bit more colorful for what they're kind of looking for. So we could say protection, providing. The sex definitely got to be right. Those top things that we're looking for. Yeah, I think a woman wants those things totally. Then if those guys are providing those things, what end up being the real issue? Because it could be a communication thing. It could be that because most guys aren't great communicators. When most women can attest to that. The guys that you dated, they're not. You'll find a rare guy like Monty and I that are phenomenal communicators, but the average guy that y'all dated, right, aren't really good communicators. So, but that will be a top thing that you want. But most guys don't have that, right? So, how many guys are you going to actually end up with if that's a top thing that he has to have? You got to be able to work with him on the other things that he do have. So then, you can set yourself up for some type of success. But if you go in with that mindset, I think sometimes we got to get lost in the sauce in that. Just in my opinion. Maybe, maybe not. Nah. Y'all shooting me down? Yeah. Look, Keisha, you over there, you smiling. Why you looking like that? Why you looking like that?
I feel like you don't know what you don't know. So how you gonna know um what you really want if you've never been exposed to it? If you're someone who's only had exposure to minimum things, then that's what you're gonna like. But if somebody introduces you to something more, then you're gonna go for it. You could say yes or no. It's no different than men who likes novelty. They'll say they don't mind a woman with a wig or some braids or what they call it when they shave it all off. I don't know. But at the same time, they like it because it's different, it's new, it's something that they can get used to. So I think it goes for both sexes. Honestly, you just don't know what you know until you give it a try.
Mm, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, Keisha said protection mentally, physically, and financially. Don't have us out here looking crazy, feeling drained and robbing our savings account. That sounds like she
Mm,
didn't went through something.
we all have.
Somebody didn't got you. Somebody didn't got somebody didn't got that savings account and tapped it. Then had a joint account and said, "Let me." You think you're gonna get me?
Huh.
Cynthia said, "Just be a freak. The rest will balance."
Right.
Keep coming.
I
That's
don't
all.
understand that. I
Just
don't
keep
understand
coming.
why
You won't
not.
have to worry about nothing.
Why not? Monty
That's
said.
the
She said the rest
Now
will balance
that's a
itself.
woman
Okay.
of wisdom. That's a woman of wisdom right
Yes.
there.
Yes.
That's a woman of wisdom. Said,
Okay,
just be a
Cynthia.
freak, and the rest will balance itself out.
I know that's
Or at
right.
least
See,
pretend.
that's old school. That's old school right there. Because grandma and them used to say, "Keep them fed and keep them drained."
Keep a moo on deck. Right. That's all you need. Get you a good
Yeah,
old
yeah,
fashioned.
yeah. Yeah, they do all the new stuff. They do all the new. They had moo. They kept granddaddy
Right.
fine with the moo. Now they got the Victoria's Secret. They got now they trying to get stuff, breaking apart from Sheen and stuff. And they ain't holding stuff up. But
I feel what you mean.
you know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just, I'm just saying.
He said not holding stuff up.
Oh Lord.
And they hold it
Oh
together. You
my
know how it
god.
is.
You ain't
Oh
lying
my
though.
god.
There were no lies told.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Man, so I'm gonna let y'all wrap it up. Any final responses? Let everybody know what they could find you at, what you got going on, and we're gonna wrap this whole conversation up. Go ahead, Dre.
Where they can find me at?
Yeah.
On Facebook. I have my name on Facebook will be Andrea Bramlett. My Instagram would be Queen Ammo, I believe.
Shots
And
fired.
Queen Ammo, Queen Amazon. And that's
She is kind
it.
of tall.
Yeah, I am tall. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. You want to know what I got going on as far as my day to day life, or like
Whatever
what
you
I
want to say.
enjoy
You just
doing?
wrap whatever you want to
Oh,
say.
well, that's basically it.
Okay. All right, Lakeisha.
You can find me at Lakeisha.Michelle on IG, Harper Johnson on Facebook, and have a wonderful evening. Nice chatting with everybody
Okay.
tonight.
Nice chatting with you too,
Kim
sister.
Bray, Kim Bray, Queenly Body. Let's go.
You can find me on Instagram, queenly.body, and on Facebook, and at any of the um, supporting Black businesses all over Bakersfield. And let me see what I got going on right now. I'm just working, and Queenly got 30% off of all her specials right now. So tap in,
Let's
and
go.
emails are always free. So come on through.
Come on now. Queenly is a sponsor of the Game Changer Show. And you get your 30% off. Go ahead and tap in. Get your tap in.
And
Get your
hey,
tap in with your Queenly. And I got me I've been working out. So I got me some Queenly products. I got my sweat vest. Been trying to get my stuff right. So
Oh,
I'm gonna show y'all a little
Nice.
something with that. Yeah, I got my little sweat
yes,
vest trying to
for
get my
sure. I
stuff
Yeah,
want,
together.
yes,
everything. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
yeah.
that
yeah, yeah.
too.
Y'all got to copy it.
I
So
Mm-hmm.
it's
need
a it's a
that.
it's a
I
queenly
need it.
product for a kingly man. You
For
know what I mean?
kingly men.
Come on now, come on now. Let's
Yes,
go with it.
that's right.
Uh, come on, Tiff.
I'm on IG Tiff underscore 215. Thank you guys so much for joining in.
Monty.
I'm everywhere on Instagram and Facebook under Monty C. Wilson. just like it's spelled right
Monty
there on the
C.
on my nameplate. Monty C. Wilson.
Monty
He
C.
said like it's spelled on the nameplate.
What?
What's his
Anyways,
I'm saying, Casey,
Tiffany lit.
go ahead.
um,
You can't tell me nothing different. Tiffany lit.
right. I don't have anything going on or nothing to bring to the table. So that's it.
You should throw in
Hey,
a movie every time. If you haven't seen it, check my movie out on Tubi.
Oh yeah.
The link
You
is
can
gonna
check
be in your bio. Come on now.
get him,
you can check
Tiff.
out
Get him,
me.
Tiff.
You can check out my movie and with Patrick Jackson has a nice little role in it. The man up there, it says game changer on this nameplate, but that's Patrick Jackson up there in the top corner. And the movie is called Hypno, Hypno, and you can catch it on Tubi TV for free, streaming free on Tubi TV.
Nice.
Stay
Nice.
tuned for our
You
next
better shout
project.
yourself out.
hmm And I built this beautiful bar and this fireplace
Oh,
over here so I'm
You
very
built that?
handy, ladies.
so you're a builder?
That's all that
Yeah, I'm good with
creativity.
my
A
hands. Yes.
handyman.
Right,
I
right.
Handyman.
want
That's
one.
why, yeah. That's why I'm
That's
glad you brought
beautiful.
that up earlier.
Huh.
Oh my
That is
God,
Handyman.
fireplace.
beautiful.
I want one.
Okay.
Taking
Yeah.
Handyman.
orders.
Tiffany,
Tiffany Handyman.
Lorenzo was talking about the bar doors in the back.
Oh,
She built
Lorenzo.
those.
Yeah, he built them.
Yeah, how'd you know?
He said it in the comments.
I
You
didn't see the
handyman?
comments. Yes,
Ain't
you
nobody,
did.
ain't nobody stalking your
Nice.
stuff. What you trying to say?
Okay.
I didn't see the comment, but he sure did.
She said, "How you know?"
Hey.
Monty, you give me the bar so I can promote you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
So yeah, make sure y'all go check out all our folks, man. We appreciate y'all for another great episode. Make sure y'all go follow all the pages. I'm on Instagram, PJ Game Changer. All the pages, Game Changer Show on Instagram, YouTube, and also on Facebook. We're gonna continue to get this thing lit. We'll be back this Thursday at 6 p.m. I appreciate all y'all. Hope y'all are having a phenomenal weekend. And I know it's a lot been going on. Prayers for the Los Angeles area and Pasadena, all the areas that are being hit with the fires. Prayers to the families. We've been sending some support down to there, supporting different organizations that are going down. Prayers for the firefighters that are fighting it and all the families that have lost a lot. There's been
I
people
know.
that have ties
Everything.
to
Mm-mm.
the LA area as well that have loved ones that have lost literally everything. And so let's continue to keep them in our prayers. This is not an easy thing. One day you have everything, and the next day you have absolutely nothing. People had to vacate their homes. I saw some black folks. They were funny, but not funny. They was grabbing TVs. I'm like, y'all grabbing the wrong stuff. But they had a video of black folk grabbing TVs. I was like, oh man, we ain't do no practice of what we need to grab when we leaving the house. They took TVs off the.
They said we need a TV.
They said we need the TV, and
We
so
need a TV.
you know we got to find a little humor in even some of the heartache, and so. But for real though, continue to keep those families in your prayers, man, and those that can help, try to help. I'll try to send out some stuff from different places and organizations that are legit, because I know sometimes during these crises like this, there are people that are scammers, and so we have to be aware of those scammers and people that are trying to take advantage when folks are truly trying to get the help into the hands of those who really, 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 really are in need of it. And so again, appreciate y'all again. One more time. Love y'all. We out.
We out.